Oh man, he must be a
Commission.
Hey. Damn. I love this beat, man.
Commission.
Hey. Because it's time to get away.
I can't even hear Mike.
Yeah, man. Turn your mic up, man. Turn your mic.
Right.
Come on, man. Sound low.
Yo.
There you go. There you go.
Because you know what? The original one was slowed down.
Nah.
A little bit too. Slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, because my flow slow. Prodigy
Exactly.
flow slow. But I don't care, man. This is a joint right here.
Yeah, I ain't taking nothing away from it. It's hot.
Yo, that's a move, man. That's a vibe right there. That's a vibe.
Yeah, they knew what they was doing with that one.
Welcome to the Commission Podcast, Season 3.
Yeah.
Episode 52. We in here, 2019. Welcome.
What's up, fellas?
Happy New Year, Kevin.
Happy New Year, Greg.
Happy New Year, Michael.
Happy New Year, y'all. It's New Year, right? People be putting New Year's.
Yeah,
I be like,
drives me nuts.
I mean,
Does
we
it drive you
complete.
nuts?
Does, man.
Why?
I lose sleep over it. Nah, I'm kidding.
I
Damn,
can tell you do. You're a very sensitive guy.
He be trying to edit his timeline.
You know what's funny? I saw a Deontay Wilder post and he was saying New Year's, and I like Deontay because he's just a good guy. But that New Year, it was pissing me off a little bit.
New Year's.
Yeah.
Like,
Stop
okay.
it. Take the bam
Come
out
on,
your
man.
voice. Happy New Year, guys. 2019 season 3, we made it.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Good
y'all.
work,
We
man.
made it. You know what I mean? Round of applause because we made it. Can't find the applause button, but it's okay because we here. We here. You know what I mean? A lot of new energy, a lot of new life, a lot of newness in 2019. New logos,
New
Kevin.
logo. Shout out to Mike Dooley. He's our art guy.
I
That's
started
that's my
following him
cousin.
today.
That's my cousin.
Tell him to put
that-
more stuff up.
Yeah, he don't.
He only have like
post
5
much.
posts.
He
It's
don't.
whack.
Damn. He work at Instagram though, so
He works for Instagram?
Yeah, New York.
Time out. Hold up, yo. How did
I
Michael?
don't
Is
know.
it me?
I
Or
don't
do
know.
he just be suddenly dropping shit
Yo,
like it's?
Read his bio. It says creative at Instagram.
I didn't read. No one reads
Yeah.
bios, Kevin.
Not for
I
nothing.
do.
No, why would you do that?
It's like a
How do you work
sentence.
for Instagram and have 5 posts?
Because
Dooley, do
he's
better,
not
bro.
Like Yo.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How do you rep a brand? That's like me never buying a commission T-shirt or hoodie or
I mean,
anything.
Yeah, they probably have like 30,000 employees. We got
Give
3
a
of us.
good goddamn
and
man.
Mike Dooley.
And Mike Dooley. Is he
Yeah.
officially a part of the commission now?
Yeah, man.
Can we
he's been part. All the graphics. He's done the work.
Damn, we've been
just
just
been
abusing this
phantom
guy,
of the
never
commission.
shouting him out at all. We've
Yeah,
invited
shout out to
Justin
Mike,
on here
man.
who's never taken a picture of us before. You know
I
what I
asked
mean?
him, too. I was like, yo, if you want to send me some of your like stuff, we'll promote it for you. He's like, all right. He ain't sent
I'm
me
good.
anything
It's
yet.
Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I gave him a hoodie over Christmas. He's like, oh, this is great. He was cool with just that.
I
So.
joined. His dog sleeps in the
It's like he hold on. I'm sure he did it. Like if he did the logo,
Yeah, but he didn't get them pressed up.
he never had. He never had a hoodie. All right, that's what's up,
It's
man.
nothing wearable. Like it's something different when you can promote a Banksy on your shirt.
Like, yo, I made
absolutely.
this.
A Basquiat
You know
on
what I
your
mean?
shirt. You know
Yeah,
what I
that's why
mean?
he
Like,
should have it.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, he should have had
But
one
no
before
one
then.
would
Maybe
know
we
if he
slept.
ever.
I don't see him that much.
How about
He
it? Well,
live in
first of
New
all,
York.
no one would even know if he had it because he doesn't post anything. So he has no social media presence. We don't know who this guy is. Kevin says he's a relative. I don't even see a picture
Yo.
of him on his page.
I
But-
was at the Eagles
but
game with him.
I
the
believe he
weekend before.
exists. I believe he exists just because I believe that Kevin's not that good at
And we
graphic
got a new
art.
logo. So.
And we
If
got a
you
new
go
logo
to
out of
my
it. Right.
page, he's on there. For
Nah,
sure.
it's all good. Nah, straight up though, shout out to Mike Dooley, man. Is that right?
Yeah, Mike Dooley.
Yeah, man.
Alright.
Appreciate all the love and everything you've been doing for real. But we talking about 2019. So we got a new logo, you know what I mean? We got a lot of newness going on.
Same members.
Same members.
Well, slow down. We're not talking about what we left in 2018. We're going to get to that in a second.
Okay.
But what are we gaining? What are we
Is that
gaining
a
in
shot?
2019? Like what are your resolutions? Let's start there.
See, I don't like making New Year's resolutions out because those people. Have you ever followed through on a New Year's resolution?
Yes.
Really?
What was that?
Yeah, actually I have it. Every year I set up a new. Is this a resolution or a goal?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I like to set goals. I have
Okay.
goals for the new year.
Okay.
But
I
I'm
mean,
not
that's
setting
basically the same thing.
It's
though.
not. It's not.
It's not. I don't
It's
think it's
almost the
because a
same thing.
resolution is you changing something about yourself, and a goal might be you progressing towards.
I think the resolution is you setting a goal for what you basically gonna try to progress towards. Like some people be like, all right, my New Year's resolution is to stop cursing. That's technically
Fuck
a
that
goal,
shit, man.
right? And that's what happens. So that's a goal that you. If you,
I just don't like the term resolution. Like,
why it's
obviously.
cliche. Everybody saying it.
Yeah, like
That's why.
If
I
you
mean,
would have
that's
went to
cool
the gym
too.
this morning, how many people were at the gym?
Oh,
It's
everyone's
packed.
at the gym.
I normally don't go the first
they
week.
won't be at the gym in 3 weeks.
Yo,
Yeah.
my wife is like, yo, I'm going to the gym this morning, and I knew that wasn't going to
They
happen.
probably
Yeah.
look like a line for Jordans or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
right.
You
right.
said you probably what?
They probably look like a line for Jordans.
I know, right?
Probably.
Waiting
Probably.
outside to get in.
Yo.
So
yeah.
no resolution. All right. So all right, let's change it then, because we don't like the word resolution. Goals.
So I got a list of them. I'll run through.
You have a
couple of them.
list of goals.
Yeah, I don't got that many.
I got
Okay.
a lot. I wrote them all down.
That's. I mean,
That's
I see
like,
you're
I think
prepared.
that's one of the first things to.
I bet you Kevin has a vision board in his house.
I don't. I'm sure my wife would like that. I would kind of like it too. It'd be good.
I can see you doing that.
So let's see here.
Why he's
Drink
going through
more water is one of them.
You don't drink water?
I don't drink enough water.
I think
What's
I
enough
got,
water?
Like probably like what is this that I'm drinking right now? This is
No, let me
That's
tell
a
you.
3 ounces. Probably 2 of these a day.
No.
60 ounces.
Actually,
Well,
it's not.
that's
So I had the same goal. Let's say. So I
You're really
downloaded
not
this
gonna say
app.
the R word.
I
Okay.
downloaded this app. It's
Okay.
like I think it's called Drink Water app.
Mhm.
But it was annoying. Like every hour, it has you drink, depending on how much you weigh and stuff like that. It has you drink a certain amount of water to get your daily go through. But I swear, it's every hour it gives you some type of alert. It sounds like a water flushing sound or something like that.
Okay.
And it just got so annoying. Like I told my wife, I'm like, man, I'm taking this app off. Like it's more annoying than it is a reminder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's going off like every hour. Did you drink your 8 ounces yet? And you're supposed to click yes.
Just
if
drink
you
8
did.
ounces of water. an
Depending
hour?
on how much you weigh and
8
stuff
ounces?
like that.
That's not a lot.
That's
Yeah, I
8
think
ounces is a bottle of water.
It's
Isn't it?
Nah, 8 ounces.
It'd
Like
be
a cup,
like a
man.
small
it's like
little-
a red
yeah.
cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
but it's really like you'd
You're
have
not
been.
doing that every hour though. Who's doing that?
Yo, I put 8 ounces in my protein shake. Like that's not. a
Yeah,
lot
but
of
you're not
water.
drinking one of them
Every
hour.
hour though. The thing about it is it's supposed to remind you. Now maybe if I'm at work, let me try it now because I put it on there actually a week before I think New Year. So I'm gonna put it back on there and just see if it while I'm at work if it's like a reminder. Yo, did you get your? That's what it's supposed to be basically.
What are you looking to gain with drinking more water, Kevin?
It's just to be healthier.
I mean,
I'd substitute the water with what I could drink a lot of soda. So like,
oh,
you know,
you're a soda
drink a lot
guy.
of soda,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
I drink a lot of iced tea.
Oh yeah, the sweetened tea that'll get you.
Maybe he's
every
trying to be ripped for 2019, summer 2019.
time.
You know what I
It
mean?
sounds like you just
I'm
don't
trying-
want diabetes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know.
This is the heaviest I've been in my life right now, which is terrible.
Wait a minute. I thought you was working out.
I was, man.
Wait a minute. Hold time
You
out.
keep
Kevin.
saying that you thought he was working
No,
out.
no.
He said he was
Well,
past tense.
Well, time out. You're out of work for a minute. You weren't working for a minute. You
Yeah,
just
okay.
chilling.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say
I was-
chilling, but
I
you
was
were working
going to-
out.
I was working out.
You was working out every morning, like
Yeah.
right, going to the gym. What's
Yeah.
that? 3-4 months straight,
Probably not for 3 months straight, but yeah, I was going a couple
on
times
and
a
off
week.
for
Yeah.
3 or 4 months.
Okay.
Okay, you've been working again.
I was cooking food at the house during that time too, like a lot.
so a lot more healthier.
Yeah.
Eating.
And went back to work.
You
I'm
just,
not going to the gym, and I'm eating like shit.
It's only been like a month and a half. It's been
Yes.
like
It's real easy to gain
It
weight,
is.
man.
that fast.
Yeah.
If you've been that consistent working out, that's Kevin.
Yeah, man.
Yo, when you he right.
I like
if you
saying your whole
stop,
name in 2019
I know
just for the
this
record.
guy.
yo, if you I'm sure if
Gregory.
you stop and you just chill, eat a lot of fast food, I'm sure that's
Yeah.
easy.
It's,
You think so?
and
Why?
I was on like a good schedule with my eating,
right.
where now it's all over the place because I was eating like I'd wake up, I'd eat a heavy breakfast, I'd go work out, and then I'd eat lunch and have dinner, and that was pretty much all I ate. Now I'm like eating breakfast in the morning, which it might be like Starbucks, which is terrible. And then at work, who knows what I'm eating or what time I'm eating for lunch,
Right.
if I'm eating at all. You know what I mean? And then when I go home, we're either ordering food out if I get home late, or if I'm home early enough, I'll cook something. But
You gotta get over leftovers, bro.
Yeah, man, I don't eat leftovers.
You gotta
for
get
real?
over
Oh, yeah, that's
leftovers
right.
and do meal prep.
That's
bro.
that
That's really
bouginess.
what you gotta
It's not
do.
bougie. I just don't like
That's-
eating the same thing.
So let me
It's
ask
not
you
even
this. So like, what
So
Greg's
would you do
saying-
meal prep then?
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I meal prep for my wife every Sunday. I just don't eat that food
Why not? Yeah, I don't get that. Now I'm lost.
because I don't like what I make her.
Why do you
okay.
make it then?
Because for her,
Well, wait a minute. All right. So you can cook.
yeah. I
You don't
cook.
like what you cook.
No. What I make for her, she eats the same thing every day.
Oh man, I would love that.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes,
I'm
I
not-
would.
don't-
I
yo,
asked for that.
I don't know how people do that.
Yeah. I
Yo,
can't
are
do
you
that.
kidding me? I asked for that.
Not
That's like
every
so-
day.
That's
plain.
what. That's the toughest part of. Oh man, we all way left. That's
No,
the
we're not.
toughest part of meal prep in our house right now is that my people's like
You would
different
eat
meals.
chicken and like
I told
brown
her
rice
I would
and
do
a
chicken
green
brown
every
rice
day.
and broccoli every single day if you made it for me.
Dog, that's disgusting.
No, it's not. It's healthy, bro.
I know,
Like,
but like
but-
that's who does that?
I don't need to think about my food. Don't need to be disgusting. It needs to be. Tasty. It needs to be filling.
I got you.
That's
on
all I
that.
You're
need
like
to do
a
is be
food for fuel guy.
Yes, that's
Okay.
all I need to do is get the energy. Because the problem is when I go after foods that taste good, I eat terrible. Hence my worst diet in life
Was
was,
probably
when
when
I
you
was with
hanging out
him.
with me.
Exactly. We
We
would
was
go
going
out
like-
every day. I'm like, yo, I can't eat this shit every fucking day.
Yeah.
Every single day.
That shit was delicious.
Qdoba, Lee's. It
Oh,
was.
Yo,
It
you know what's
really
crazy?
is.
I haven't gone there. since then.
Exactly. And look at you. You're better for it, sir.
No, I'm not.
Well,
alright?
that's
But
because
anyway,
you substitute
so
with
that
other
was
crap.
one- that's
All right,
another
that's
one.
one resolution. What's the
It's a
other?
goal.
Goal, excuse me.
Laugh more is another one. Spend more time with my wife and my kid.
Laugh more?
Yeah, I don't think I laugh enough. I
What the
laugh like
fuck?
I don't know. Less stress, more laughs. That's a goal.
Okay.
That's a corny saying. Less stress, more laughs.
Yeah,
Why don't you laugh now or before? I
I
should say.
do. I just want to do it more. I don't want to take. I think
So
I
are you gonna
took-
watch more comedies?
I was
like,
I take things. I think in 2018 I was just like way too serious about certain things.
Only in 2018?
Only. It's kind of weird how I said it like that, right?
Right.
No, I was just like way serious about things. I was letting other people's problems bother me and like,
Okay.
stress me out.
Okay.
And that's not healthy.
Look at y'all. New year, new him.
Nah,
Okay. all
same
right.
me. It's just
Well, you-
wiser.
well, smiling more,
Yeah.
so that's not you.
Yeah.
But okay. All right.
No.
What else?
I'm gonna run the Broad Street Run this year.
You've
again.
done that before.
I know, but
That's
I
not
want to
new.
do it again,
Okay.
and I want to beat my
That's
time
5?
from before.
5 miles? Or is that
10.
10? All
Yeah.
right.
I'd run the Philly half, but I ain't doing that again. Fuck that.
Wait a minute. You do a half mile,
No, half marathon.
half marathon, which is 5, right?
No, that's 13
Oh
Six.
no. Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing it.
So when you gonna be training for this?
I got 5 months right now. Start.
So I'm saying, when you gonna start training?
I don't know. Soon.
This from
It's January 2nd, dog.
the man that wants to be healthier.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you when do you start training. You like, I got
Hold
time.
on, hold on, Mike. He said that this is one of his goals
Yeah,
for this
exactly.
year.
That's what I'm saying. So
it's one day in the year, man. Okay.
So you ask
I'm-
him a specific question, like you would think when you putting out your goals,
I
you
just
got a
made-
plan,
I
right?
just
Yeah.
finished the list an hour before I got
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. We don't know when
All right,
we're
we
going to
off
get to.
my goals. Let's get
Well,
to yours.
is that it? Was
No,
that
there's
it?
way more. We're
No,
done.
no,
You
no.
guys
I
are
want to
done.
know. No, I want to know what else.
Clown Kev
No, it's
session
not,
is
it's not a
over.
clown Kev session. I just want to know more. Where's the rest of them? You just finish the list out. We'll be done.
Financial goal I have for myself
Okay.
and my wife. So that's on there.
250,000 for just
Um,
Kevin.
I got some goals for the podcast. I think
Okay.
that we should start doing some other things, interviewing people, artists for the podcast.
Kev likes to talk to people. All right.
Yep. I got some house goals that I want to get done as far as like I'm not doing the work. I'm gonna
We've
pay
learned that.
somebody to do it.
right. Learned that smart move.
So I got a list of things that we want to get done around the house. I want to go on a trip with my wife this year without my daughter. Like,
Oh,
so that would be
okay. So basically more of the same because you've never taken your daughter.
never
on a trip.
have, but
I'm just saying.
but it's tough to get out of the house now with
I
my
understand.
daughter. You know what I
I
mean?
get it. I get
Mhm.
it.
You know what I have on here? Call the few friends I have on the phone.
Once
to
a week.
Say hi.
Just
To say hi.
or just call, let the phone ring, and then hang
hang
up.
up.
before-
Yo, I tried to call
Yo,
you.
I
Hell,
tried to
you
call
pick
you,
your
bro.
phone
You
up.
didn't even pick up the phone,
Um,
man. What the fuck, man?
Eat more fruit and vegetables. That's on there.
Okay. I feel like you
Oh.
eat relatively healthy.
I
At least
don't,
you try
man.
to.
I don't.
Maybe you just do that when you're around us.
I want to go get a doctor, get a physical, like a biometric screening, like that.
Mm.
See how I'm my health is. I'm getting older. you
Yeah,
know?
that's an old age.
I just had to go to the dentist the other day and got a crown. You have your crown put on?
Nah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh my
no,
God.
a crown? No,
Yeah.
not a crown.
Yeah,
Oof.
I can't even chew right now on the left side of my mouth. I know they're gonna have to do a root canal. So they put this crown on.
Mhm.
This shit's been hurting since Saturday.
Damn.
If kills. But anyway, so I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm falling apart. So I'm gonna get physical.
I mean, okay, all right. It's around that time, man.
Nowadays you have to. You got life insurance, right?
Sure.
Outside
take
of-
them out or
through the
something.
job. Yeah.
Outside of that though.
Nah, I gotta get it.
So majority now you're gonna have to get the biometric done.
I got one last year, but that was it. They just take your blood and give you the numbers. Like I want the check me for like
You want
cancer
you want
and
fingers
whatnot.
in
Yeah.
your booty. Okay.
Nah, I'm cool with
It's
that.
just a lot more.
That's what he
They just
said.
draw a lot more blood.
Yeah,
That's all.
they they check like your
They run everything. It's like
body fat and all that last time. Like, all right,
Yeah.
I know I'm fat.
BMI stuff.
I need you to
right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cool.
That's my list. I got more stuff on there, but
It's all good.
we
It's all
got.
good. Mike, what you got?
You got.
Oh, I mean, mine is really just simple. Like, I mean, I want to try and read more.
I had that on mine too. I got 3 books I want to read.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and get like, say at least, and some people gonna laugh because I know they actual readers, but try and at least get one done every say 2 months.
Hmm.
If I did that, that would be like a monumental achievement for me.
6 books in a year.
6
Yeah.
books in a year. I mean, I mean, when I'm reading, but sometimes I get kind of like, I'll buy books all the time that I'm interested in and I want to read, and then it'll just sit there looking nice, and I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna get to it. So a couple friends we got together and did like a little book club. So that's probably going.
You're in a book club?
So, yeah, it started this actually. I mean, you can
Sorry,
say
yesterday?
this year. Nah, it started like a couple weeks ago. But we set a deadline. So
What's the first
think
book
book
y'all reading?
it's called Powernomics.
Okay.
Powernomics, yeah, Claude Anderson book. So,
Plug that on the show, man. Yeah.
yeah, well, Dr. Claude Anderson, he got a few books out, but you can get them in a bundle. I got them like, to be honest with y'all, I probably got mine like a year ago
Mm-hmm.
in a bundle. I got like, I think it was like 6 books, probably like $100 or something like that, and I cracked open a couple of them, and I just never like disciplined myself enough to just go through them and actually, so the book club will allow me to do that. It just so happened it's a book that I already own. So somebody gets to pick a book, you know what I mean, and then we'll all read it and discuss it, yada yada yada. So that just so happened to be one of the books. I was like, perfect, I already got it. It was something I wanted to been read for myself. So cool. I think this will force me to do so. And probably just try to be like a little bit more open-minded about some stuff and aware of myself. That's it.
Self-awareness is key.
cool.
Self-aware, yeah, that's it.
What aren't you aware about yourself now?
Like live in the moment. Like for instance, I know
live in the moment.
Yeah, like
Like
stuff.
when you instigate people to do things
No, not like that.
or antagonize them.
But I'm saying like when I know like
Like,
for
try
instance,
not
like
to do that
if I
no
know
more.
something like pisses me off, like I gotta remember like, yo, I know how I can get if I'm pissed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just kind of remember the fact that, it's just relax, calm down. It's not like it's like the end of the world type thing. You know what I mean? So that's it.
Less stress, more laughs.
I mean, something like that.
Yo, he's
know what
gonna
I
get
mean?
this hashtag off by
Yeah.
any way necessary. Yeah, man, that's what's up.
But then
man.
there's a thin line. I'm just gonna say this real
Okay.
fast. There's a thin line too, because if you're talking about like different type of relationship things, like I can be talking like, for instance, if I'm talking about like, with say me and a wife, I can it's a difference between the phrases that people be saying, happy wife equals a happy life type stuff, and I'm like, y'all sound like some suckers. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you gotta, you know what I mean? If you feeling a certain way about something, you need to go ahead and address that at that time. But once again, it's self-awareness too, and that goes, from myself to friends to the kids to the wife, but everything, and everything that goes along with that. So that's all. A little bit more self-awareness, and that's it.
Cool.
Nice.
What about you, man? What are your goals for 2019?
Always a financial goal, so that always starts there. Yeah, outside of that, I told my fam the other day, I need to do a better job of communicating consistently. So that's something that I say that I feel like I say that every year. But it's difficult when your family
You probably don't have a
immediately around.
plan. That's why it doesn't work.
I don't. That's probably that's 100%.
He probably don't have a plan for it.
Plan, yeah.
No, I don't have a plan. You know what I mean? Fail to plan to fail. But no. But what I did tell myself is at least once a weekend because I'm free on weekends. And I think this whole habit started because I used to have to work on weekends for many, many years. And I haven't had to do that in a long time. So I'm like, you know what? I should do better. So yeah, it's that. I do have plans to take a trip to meet a family member of mine before it becomes too late. This is a goal I set for myself before I hit the big 4-0, which will, by the grace of God, will happen this year.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a big
we have
deal.
a big party.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Why not? You know what I mean? I'm inviting all my friends to come through.
As he used air quotes.
And yeah, we'll see how we'll see how
No, you
many
throwing
people
your
come
own
out.
party at 40. You gotta somebody got to.
No, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
throw my
talk to you.
own.
I'll talk to your wife.
I don't know. So yeah, it's that and honestly, yo, just be better at communicating with everybody. You know,
Right.
I think my thing is connections. Like I've sort of planted myself here as a permanent residence. So now it's all about building a foundation. So yeah, once we get the foundation down, I think that, I think that'll be cool. And we can start, some of these traditions, going on trips with my friends and family and loved ones. And
It was funny. I
man,
was just
stuff like
talking to
that.
my cousin. I ain't even cut you off. I was just
Thank you
talking to my
for cutting me
cousin.
I'm gonna let you finish.
right, no, he's not.
No, literally, I was just talking to my cousin, and I was telling her because if not all my family is in Chicago, and I was telling my cousin, I was like, we were just talking about some things, like, and I was like, yeah, I said it'd be dope. I said, we were talking about like if, for instance, if you hit the lottery, somebody hit the other day or whatever. She was like, yeah, it would be like a byproduct of caring for the family would be that she was like, for instance, like me and my mom, we would have to be out there a lot more than what we are now. Like, y'all got to be here at least once a month. She was like, and you know what I mean, as far as her.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I said on some real stuff. I was thinking this, and I said something to a friend of mine about it. I was like, yeah. I said there's no reason why like my family there shouldn't do a big dinner at least once a month to get everybody together. I say because and some of this stuff you don't think about when you're not there, but I just knew like what that was to be separated, moving out here from your family, and then you look at some of the things like on a smaller scale, like I mean, everybody should at least be able to put aside 2 hours once a month to just get together, get the kids together, cut up for a couple hours and then call it a day.
It's a 10-hour ride.
No, not
who's footing
us.
the bill on this? I'm just saying the person who hit the lottery is paying for
Oh,
it?
no, I'm just talking about in regular life now. We were just saying in general, like, let's say if you won the lottery and you like, yo, Greg, you saying somebody, like one of your cousins won it in Maryland and they like, yo, yeah, we going, look out for you, break off some bread with you. But the contingency is you need to be in Maryland at least once a month to come fellowship with us in some form of fashion.
So it's on my dime, the piece that I get out?
No.
The lottery thing has nothing to do with this.
The lottery has nothing
that's
to
nothing
do.
to
He's
do with it.
making exactly.
You're
Kev,
making it
somebody's
something else.
listening. Like, yeah. I'm just saying. That's
That's
like
my
if I
financial
told
goal
you,
this year. Goddamn,
Let's
this
say-
is how you get to your financial goal.
Even if I
Like,
say,
always
yo,
thinking about this, man.
even if I say, yo, I want 100 mil, Greg,
Right.
I got you for 5,
Okay.
but we got to at least hang out once a month. It don't matter whose dime is on. You got $5 million in your pocket.
Oh,
you know
it
what I'm saying?
does. It still does.
All right. Well, I know who's not getting $5 million.
I didn't
I
say-
get what he's
Yeah,
saying. Like, yo, I'm gonna give you $5 million. You gotta come over out to my place once a month.
Yeah,
pick it up?
I want to see.
No.
No, just
Oh,
to
You
hang
come out
out.
and hang out.
Oh.
We should be doing this.
Yeah.
But the conversation I had with my cousin,
I'm
this
gonna
went
pay,
way
I'm gonna
left.
give you $5 million. That'll pay for you to come out every month.
Yeah.
And then you still have $4 million.
Are you
And-
living? All right. So
Whatever.
this last
This
question.
going last-
Are you?
no.
No, one more question.
Way
are
longer
you
than
are
it
you
used to be.
staying in Maryland or are you relocating elsewhere?
Mike's,
It don't
Mike's
matter.
living in Philly.
If
and
you're
he's flying, his family in Chicago is
Time out.
flying here.
No,
Okay.
even no.
If
I'm
you're
being
hold
down
on,
there.
you're
It
a
don't even
millionaire,
matter.
you hit the lottery, you staying in Philly?
No, it don't even
Why not?
matter.
Well, this makes a difference. God damn
No, I can
it does,
be-
because if he's in Maryland and I live in Philly and he's saying that he hit the lottery and he wants to stay in Maryland, first of all, why the fuck do you want to stay in Maryland? Number
He's
two,
still stuck in
if
the
you
lottery.
decide
and
that
he's
you
stuck
wanna,
on location.
No,
the
no,
point
no,
to
no,
it,
no, no,
the
no,
point to the whole
it makes
conversation.
a difference. It
He's trying to
does.
make a joke.
Let's just say you decide
let
you
him
want to go to
finish.
Italy, right? You want to
Yep.
move to Italy, right?
Yep.
You want to move the family to Italy.
Yep.
Now I have to pay to charter flights to Italy
Yeah.
once a month
Yep. How about that?
out of
Yeah.
$5 million. That goes quick.
Why not?
Yeah, you probably did
Jet
3 times,
fuel.
you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's chartering a flight? You can get a commercial the same way you get
Why
it
do
now.
I want to fly commercial? I'm a millionaire.
Because
So now you
I
booked
just
it.
made you. Now you book.
Now you
Thank you.
broke.
Yeah. Nah, the
That's
point
what I
is
said. If it's
though.
on your time, I don't mind.
You're
That's
in
all
jail
I'm
for
saying.
taxes.
Yeah. Nah, but the point is though, like you know
Sorry.
what I mean. We should be doing. I mean, if you really dumb it down and think about it, like we should be doing more with the time we have here, together instead of everybody getting too busy for themselves and their families. So that's basically what it
Yo,
was
if you
about.
want to go to Chicago this weekend, I'll hitch a ride.
He said, "Hey, I'm not
All right.
actually."
How he say
What's-
I hitch a ride?
That's
Like
what I
he's
mean.
just inviting himself
Yeah.
on
I
an
don't even gotta come hang
imaginary
out with
trip
your
that you
family.
don't
I'll
even
just-
have plans on
I'll
going.
just hitch a ride like the Uber carpool. You can be. I'll
Oh
be
my
part of
goodness.
that.
Oh,
Why do you
okay.
want to? Never mind.
Why
I'm
the,
not
the Eagles play this?
Nah,
this
I
Sunday,
was
man.
about to
Oh,
say
'cause they
something
play the
else.
Bears.
I said,
Why
why
you
you
why
want
you want to go to Chicago?
to watch them lose? Exactly.
okay.
That's what
I
I
get
was
it.
about to
Here
say.
we go. They
That
were
was
making the
invite.
playoffs a couple episodes.
Oh
ago.
my God! Yeah,
We
I
were
was
making
waiting
the
for you. I
playoffs
was
couple
waiting for you to
episodes.
throw that out. I was so waiting for you to say that
Yeah.
for real because I know you've been holding.
Didn't you guys almost not get in the playoffs?
Then y'all almost not in the playoffs.
All right, yeah.
Exactly.
Uh,
All right, cool. Y'all needed help. We didn't. All we need to do was win. Anyway, all right. So we talked about what our
No.
resolutions.
We're getting off. What
What?
are your
What?
goals?
I already told you
He's-
my
he did
goals.
kinda-
That was it.
Yes, that
All
was
right.
it.
All
Yeah,
right.
man. Yeah, I mean,
right.
don't force goals on me, sir. God damn. Yo,
Yeah, Kev, you
more
did have a
smiles,
laundry
less
list.
friends. What was his stupid saying?
He had a laundry
Less-
list.
I didn't even get through
Let's-
half of them. I got a long
That's
list.
what I'm
He
saying. That's
said,
crazy.
Less smiles, more frowns. What was his game?
Nah,
What does
no,
he say?
It was less stress, more laughs.
More stress, less laughs.
You didn't even-
Okay,
nah.
all right, cool.
Less
Gotcha.
stress.
I get what you're saying,
This
sir.
guy.
All right. So with that being said, because you wanna increase your laughs and reduce your stress, what stresses are you leaving in 2018? What needs to be left in 2018?
Stresses wise, I don't know about stress.
It doesn't have to be
There's,
stresses. I cleaned it up the second time around.
I
That was
think
just simple.
Mumble Rap could be left in 2018. I'm good with that. Trying to think what else.
I think the quality of music will continue to ascend as
I don't know.
I think it will. I think younger rappers are starting to see that old heads can't be out rapping young people.
Yeah, but I don't think that people like those like flash in the pan rappers are going to be around because there was so much music that came out this year. I don't think that it's going to be able to consistently happen where people are going to care. Like the quality of the music is going to have to eventually get good or get better for those artists.
Oh yeah.
Like think about.
Well,
and-
that's
and
what I'm saying.
I'm going to shit on this guy, Lil Pump, right? That dude
Yes.
was like one of the biggest things at the beginning of 2018.
Yes.
Nobody's checking.
He'll
for him.
turn into Trinidad James sooner than
Exactly.
you think.
Nobody's checking for that dude.
They all do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think that music's gonna last.
Well, that's what I was saying. I'm agreeing.
But for that
Okay.
for that genre of music though, I think it's going the way it's supposed to go. Like
It's just gonna be like 1 year wonders.
yeah, exactly. That's it.
Well, I think that when you look at that genre of music, though, I look at it as it's the wave of the producer because you don't really need
Yeah,
the
that's
artist.
true.
So I
Like
think
even
that
Future. I think that shelf life for him might be coming to an end.
if Future though can evolve because Future actually can he has lyrics if he enunciates himself and articulates himself. I think that the wave goes DJ producer lyricist. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
lyricist is down, but DJ producer lyricist like it happens in ebbs and flows, and I think we're getting back to the point of the lyricists do matter. I think for a long time people didn't respect the producer and the DJ, and a lot of producers and DJs was getting fucked in the process because they were just giving out free, basically production and gaining nothing in return. I think you're going to go back to seeing that with streaming because streaming doesn't really credit producers as much, which means that I think that the weight of the quality of the music is being placed back on the artist solely. And I think as a result of that, artists are now going to be pressured to put out better quality. I think you saw the beginning of that in 2018 with a lot of artists who were putting a lot of quality artists. But when you think about the quality artists who still didn't drop in 2018, that just gives you even further hope for 2019.
Who didn't drop in 2018?
But I think, hold on,
Kendrick ain't
to go
dropping
back though. I
2019.
think streaming, as a producer, you do get paid off streaming.
No, I say you don't get recognition. You don't get
Well,
the
yes,
credits.
you got a title. It's
Well, everybody don't have title, bro.
Hey, well, that's
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that
saying?
does
Like,
bother me about Spotify.
Spotify,
maybe it just does. I don't know how to
Apple
find
Music,
it, but
which
you
it
can't-
feels like
there's
it's
no album credits.
it's
on
not.
Spotify.
Yeah, well, subscribe to title. It give you more information for the same dollar value.
Well, thank you, sir. But everybody again doesn't have that, and as
I
a
get it.
result, I think that's what's going to hurt. Like you
Well,
got
even as
2/3
a
of the
producer,
major
though.
streaming platforms don't really give credits out the way they should. That's
right. But
terrible.
what I would say though is, I mean, that's just an issue in itself. But what I would say as a producer, like, you don't really, to be honest with you, like, I can care less, if you know that I produced.
I take that. No, I totally disagree.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why. As a put it like this, as a consumer, I can care less if you personally know that I did, say, 5 of the top 8 songs.
Totally
out.
disagree.
As a consumer, I can care less if you know, because the reason why is because you're not the one that's actually booking me with studio sessions with XYZ. The people that's seeing that, oh, he produced XYZ, he produced this. We need you, like your manager is saying, we need you to do a session with Mike. Like, for instance,
The sessions with Mike. All right, so your manager telling you need to do a session with Mike,
because
the producer,
the
because
top 5
Mike,
records
the
on the charts right now is produced by Mike.
And with the only reason why we know that is because they have a tagline in each one of their producing joints.
Not necessarily.
Every what?
Yeah.
Every one of them has a
Nah, not
tagline in their
necessarily.
producer, which lets you
It
know that
depends on
they
what type of
care about
music.
their credits.
It
They
depen-
care about getting the
You can't name one hot producer.
They don't have one.
You know what?
Who?
Kanye doesn't.
Kanye's been Kanye for before this was a thing.
Yeah.
Like Kanye was
What I'm
Kanye
saying,
before
though,
it
is
was
like-
a thing to put your signature on your tracks.
Here, hold on. Let me
Yeah,
go
go
back.
ahead.
JD
Yeah,
doesn't.
sit with that, bro. Sit with that.
Not on all of them.
JD
Nah.
don't need to. Like
He
think
puts
about
ad-libs in, though.
only the newer ones.
Not really. Not
Only the-
R&B. Not R&B records.
You're right.
They may not.
But think about it. Only the newer ones are doing
Yeah.
this. And I would say
Keith,
from
Metro
like
Boomin.
07 to now, or let's just say less 10 years, 09 to now, it's been really hot to put your signature on a. You can go back to Just Blaze if you want to,
But I don't think
but-
nobody's really like. What
but
I'm
that's how
trying
you
to
get your
say,
name out there, though.
I don't think people pay attention as much as they used to about who produced what.
I think even managers know the music by that because I don't think they're educated because again they're hearing music through streams, so they don't always have the information.
LMA does not have a lot of mustard on the beat. Ho. You don't
Yeah,
hear
but
that.
He did the whole album. You just knew.
He ain't do all of it.
I
He did
think
majority
yeah, I
of
think
it.
He did 90% of it.
I think it was like
And-
what I'm saying though is
Yeah.
that the fact is he don't have
Yeah,
his
you're right.
tag on him.
Which is weird because he has it on every song.
He did a Mariah joint. I think
Traditional
he-
R&B is a little bit different because I don't
Okay.
know if I've ever heard tags on traditional R&B.
Okay.
I'm just keeping this in the realm of
Or
like
rap?
hip hop. Yeah,
Okay.
because everything in hip hop requires some type of notoriety, some type of I did this, some type of recognition. That's all they want, and I respect them for it. But I'm just saying
Yeah.
like that's what you need to do nowadays because you can't. It's gone are the days when you was growing up and you would go directly to the sheet to the jacket and read through to see who produced what and who
But let me
wrote
ask
what.
you this though. I think nowadays though, your shelf life is shorter. Like when people hear like say like even from Metro, and I was a fan of Metro. I give you one even better. Lex Luger. Lex Luger when he was killing it. And he only had that sound. He ain't really have nothing, but he had that little tag sound that'll come on his joint. It feel like when people feeling you until you really get to the point where, all right, dang, are you on everything now? And then
But
they
that's when
shut
you don't
down a
need
little
it,
bit.
and that's when you turn into mustard, and you don't need to put mustard on the beat, anything like that. When you turn into Just Blaze, you don't have to put Just Blaze on it because people now you've made it. But before then, Southside still got to put Southside on
Yeah,
all that shit. You know what I
yeah.
mean? You
Yeah.
still got to.
Not
Metro
for nothing,
Boomin
too,
wants some
like,
more.
If
You
I
gotta
hear
do
that,
all that.
I'm more apt. Like if I'm like, all right,
You may listen.
Jay did just. Oh, that's a bad example because I'm listening anyway. But
Well,
like,
I know what you're about to say,
Kendrick on a Just Blaze track, I'm gonna be like, if I hear that, Just
but
Blaze,
it makes me judge it differently,
It does.
and that shouldn't.
like the Beyonce I don't think he did it on that joint, the Beyonce track with Kendrick. I
Yeah.
don't think I didn't know Just Blaze did that song until I looked up the album credits.
Okay.
And you're right, it gave me a different perception of the song afterwards. Like, wow.
So let me ask y'all
Absolutely.
this then. I got a perfect song. Echo. Right? Would Echo had been would it been like the Nas joint? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Swiss
I know what
Beats
you're talking
Nas
about.
joint.
Yeah.
So knowing that Swiss didn't produce the beat.
But you
he
didn't know
just
that
did-
at first.
You know what? Nah, the funny thing about it is the
I
drums
definitely-
wasn't
I didn't know
there.
it down. Who produced it?
DJ Scratch did.
Okay.
Yeah, the drums wasn't there because I was like, finally, I think I said this in the text. He don't got the same drum patterns
Yeah.
or something. And then you told me, oh, Swiss didn't
Uh-huh.
produce because I didn't.
But
look.
here's how good Swiss is at selling
He's
his
ad-libbed
sound.
all over it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He introduces the song,
He
which
does.
makes you off the rip think it's a Swiss beat. If I'm Scratch,
Either
I'm
way-
pissed. If I'm the guy who actually produced, I'm
Nah,
like, yo,
right. Well,
now this is
I
why I
get
need
you.
a tag. This is exactly why I need a signature
Well,
sound
keep in
or a
mind-
tag on my music because Swiss jumps on this shit, and now all of a sudden everybody's crediting him with the whole beat, and it's a hell of a song.
But if you in the studio, let's just be real though. If you in the studio, you made the beat, Nas is going to use it. Are you going to be like, unless he uses my tag too, then, or are you going to say they're going to say, hey, Greg,
Are you thinking
here's
about
the
now,
stack
or are you
sheet.
thinking about the future?
here's
I'm just
they going to be
thinking
like
about how
this.
much I'm getting paid for it.
Exactly.
So you're
Greg,
thinking about
I
the
don't
now.
care.
Here, Greg, here's the
So-
stack sheet. You're getting 35% of the royalties off this sale.
Mm-hmm.
Nas is getting 35%,
Mhm.
and then Swiss, just for putting it together or whatever, he may get the remaining. What are we talking about? 30%, 35, 35, 30.
Let's
Yeah.
let's keep,
So are
go
you?
ahead.
Your percentage isn't going to change. Are you going to take that 35, or are you going to take 0
I'm-
and?
can let's keep since we're talking
Go
business
ahead.
and we're
Yeah,
talking
we
numbers.
talking business.
Let's keep this in full perspective, right?
Mhm.
Do you think Swiz's album sells to the capacity that other mainstream artists sell? Regardless of the fact that that is a signature song on the album, that is going to be that's a song that transcends the album. That's what people go in and they listening for. But that's not what's selling. What's going to sell is the fact that you heard that I produced it, and that's going to give me more opportunities to work with even bigger artists who sell at a bigger capacity.
I think
when
people
Drake
that's-
hears the Nas joint with Swiss on it, I'm just talking business now. When Drake hears that, Drake is going to be like, oh man, even though I know that ain't going to sell like how I would sell, I'm going to want this kid's sound because that sound is quality.
But listen, you're getting your album credits as producer. People
People got to search for that
listen,
now. That's
but-
all
but-
I'm saying. You
but
got
what
to
I'm
look
saying
for
is
that now.
What I'm
And nobody's
saying is
doing
that if you're in the business or the business is what you want to be a part of, then you're not gonna look at stuff just on the surface what they throw at you. You're gonna actually check the credits.
Sometimes all you get
you're
is
gonna find out
all-
who the actual
sometimes-
musicians
time out.
are.
Sometimes all you get is a quick like
That's all the
snippet.
consumer is looking for.
No. What I'm saying is, even as an artist, sometimes it's so if
You can
if
go
your
to the Ride
business-
Report, I'm pretty
but
sure,
I'm just
and
saying,
see
if
who
your
produced
business if your business is music,
Mhm.
sometimes you're not consuming everything that's out there. Prime example. Kanye West just learned about sicko mode.
I don't believe
He's in the bit. I don't disagree. He's in the business of music. He's surrounded by music, and he's always looking for inspiration. Yes, I believe that that's quite possible that he missed that. I do. It's possible. You're always
Give me
surrounded
another
by the
example. I
that-
can't go with no
terrible.
Kanye.
How is that a terrible example? That's
I
a
can't go with
relevant
Kanye.
example.
Kanye is
if
That's a
catching everything.
relevant
if,
example.
It'd be like me being an artist and then Mike here in sicko mode and texting me like, yo, you hear the new joint where they're saying don't wear the 350s around me or whatever he says.
Mhm.
Like,
I'm taking the disses out of it, though. I'm just saying that's a dope song. I'm just saying that's a dope song. Take the
Okay.
disses away from it. Like Kanye paid attention to it because the disses were about him.
Yeah, but it was
But
like
the
4
fact
months
that-
after it came out.
Fine,
Dog,
but my point is the fact of the matter is it was a good song. People don't remember Sicko Mode because he dissing Kanye. People remember Sicko Mode because that shit is hard.
And just
You
because
know
you
what I'm saying?
said that, it
And
proves
becau-
my point.
and
Because the
because-
first thing you want to know is, as an artist, you gonna be like, "Yo, who put that track together?"
But Kanye didn't have that. He didn't have that wherewithal. That's all I'm saying.
That's
And you-
Kanye. That's why I said let's squash him
But
out.
what I'm saying is, if you're in the business of music, you have to be aware of. You're not always going to be present on what's hot at all times. Like something could bubble and something could blow, and next thing when you're made aware of it, then you ride the wave. I'll give you another example.
That's
One other
Greg's
example.
opinion.
No,
Okay.
no, here's
And I
another
got
example.
one for that after that one.
Young and May, when she first dropped
Mhm.
that
Ooh.
Ooh song, right? When Beyonce heard Ooh, it was probably like 2 or 3 months late. But she put it
When
on her
Beyonce
picture.
did a remix joint.
But don't matter.
was-
Don't matter though. She heard it late because she's consumed in music. She's in the industry.
No,
of
I
music.
think
You're not always gonna ride
strategically,
that wave
I
when it
think
first come out,
Beyonce
man.
did something strategically for her. Not that she knew, as an artist, knowing that, you know what, I'm about to get this song an extra months of life by me going ahead and supporting it. Because when she, like you said, it was late, but when B, whatever she did to, acknowledge the song.
But every song is like that.
Everybody
Bobby
kinda-
Shmurda's song was like you can name a million of these joints that go like that, man. Where it starts off as a groundswell, it's a small
I think
bubble.
they just want to see if it's gonna pop, and then they're like, all right, I'll
They're
jump
waiting on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Possibly,
Kev, let me ask you this:
possibly.
if you hear a hot song, you hear a hot song right now. What's the first thing you checking for?
Who produced it? That's me.
He's acting like it doesn't exist.
I
I'm
don't-
saying
I'm-
it exists,
I'm saying that I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying that
and
it's
that's
so
why
much
people get the
music.
buzz that they get. Like,
But to Greg's argument though, if you hear like a hot song anymore, the tag's in it at the beginning.
And that's what you want to hear because it's so
Majority of it.
much. Think about how
What
we
I'm trying to tell you, though, is that
Hold
only thing I was
Mike,
trying to
hold
say
up, Mike.
before
think
is-
about how we consume music right now, right? The shelf life of music is very minimal. We all agree on that. We all agree that it's just too much to consume out there. It's too much to listen to every week. This was probably the slowest week in music
You know
all
whose
year.
album doesn't have any tags. Now that I think about it, Meeks.
Right? Yeah,
And what'd you do when you heard? Or I know what I did when I heard. the
but it
Meeks
had
albums.
familiar beats though.
Yeah, but
I
Yeah,
recognize
I want
the
to know who
beats.
flipped them.
I mean, that's fine. I recognize when I hear that as an older listener, I'm like, all right, I remember the original.
Mhm.
So the
Right.
nostalgics takes over. Who I don't care what young boy try to flip it. It takes me back to Havoc when he first did it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm already just thinking it's a Havoc beat. Period. Like I'm not thinking any other way. Now people who are into the production of music now and how they weren't unique enough for me to be like, yo, I want to see what producer did that. The last unique beat that was flipped that I would say that was old school that was flipped like that would probably be, and I hate to say it, it's probably on the Wayne album, the Snoop joint.
Uproar?
No, not even the Uproar joint. Because
It's the Snoop
I mean
one.
the Snoop one. The Uproar joint wasn't.
Explosive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Uproar joint sounded the same. That didn't sound different. It sounded exactly the same.
Yeah, it was.
Swiss ad libs.
With Swiss Atlas, right? But the explosive joint, he flipped that one a little bit. Sound like he put some sauce on it. So I'm like, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I just like I said, I think that, especially like you said, if you are a Drake, especially like somebody like a Drake that understands like it's a process, into how these hit songs was made. Like it's just not him in the room.
I know.
It
I
takes
get
more people. You want to know, like, for instance, Travis Scott. Like Travis Scott was over there at Good Music for a while before he popped off, and because Kanye must have heard some stuff, or somebody introduced him to him before he started, like, his own thing, and was like, yo, I like what this young boy got to offer. Let's bring him in. And I think that happens a lot behind the scenes. We just hear, like, the finished product and be like, oh, yeah, so-and-so is hot. But once again, myself, you tell me, yo, you going to get 35%. Remember, it's not 35% of the album. Now
I
you
get what
get
you're saying, the
35% of
royalties.
the streams, period.
I
So,
got you.
But Scratch has been around long enough. I don't think he cares. Like to
A
get the-
lot of.
I mean, he
them are
already
like
knew he was
that.
getting paid.
Yeah.
It don't matter whether
Yeah,
people know
I'm
I
more
did
or
it
less
or
talking
not.
about the young boys. But even I don't even. I feel like we've been on this way too
All
long.
right.
You know what I mean, because we didn't talk about everything else you're leaving in 2018. We started with Mumble Rap and then we got stuck. Thank you, Kevin. Jesus.
What are you leaving in 2018?
Greg, go ahead. I
Oh,
have
now it's
no
on me
idea.
now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now it's on Greg. Okay. All right. Frauds.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Damn.
Is that a shot?
Yeah.
I think.
Tell me more about that.
I mean, like we started. I mean,
Please
this is before the
elaborate.
mics got hot, but we started talking about just fraudulent behavior, man. Like I'm
Oh,
just
all
done
right.
with fraudulent behavior. I'm done with frauds. Like, yo, just be you. It's okay to be you. It really is. I think in 2019, and I thought so in 2017, it was more okay. But like, it's okay to be you. Don't feel like you have to do more to try to impress. Just
Yeah.
be who you are.
Mhm.
Don't do it for the gram. Don't do it. Yo, just live your truth. Live
Yo, I
your
like
raps.
Pharrell. Pharrell said one time, man, he was like, I'm comfortable being, the little nerdy dude that's in the room.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, I
It's cool to
mean,
be a nerd now. Nerds
It's
are
still
winning.
not, but okay.
Nerds are winning, man.
Are you
Yeah.
raising your hand in
I'm
solidarity?
not saying I'm a nerd. I'm just saying
You
nerds.
but
nerds
you
are
raised
winning.
your hand like, yo,
Nah.
we're winning. You know what I mean?
yeah, give
That's
me
how
an
you
example. I mean, let's be real. It's Pharrell. Like, I ain't say like some dorky dude in the office was saying that. It's Pharrell saying
like
I don't
the nerd
mind.
culture. I mean, if you look at like the let me give you an example. Esports is like a huge thing now. I don't even know if you guys are aware what esports is.
I do know what
That's
esports
like
are.
$1 billion industry now.
Video games.
Yeah, competitive video gaming is.
I mean, but
huge.
we've been competitive with video games
Not
since
like this,
childhood.
though.
It's just now there's a lot of money behind it.
Yeah.
But I think we've all been like people been as competitive they want to be on Madden as NBA. Remember we used to, when it first went where you could play online and stuff like that.
Mhm.
We would get it popping. I remember this one dude. I still remember this. He spanked the hell out of me and I thought I was
Hey.
good. I think it was in NBA.
Yeah, pause
It was
that.
either live or 2K. We got to pause. I'm leaving pauses behind in 2018.
Oh, you found out.
But,
one.
uh,
Okay, all right.
But yeah, but it was
Leaving
like
Markel Fultz behind in 2018.
Mm.
Get him the fuck out
ooh.
of here.
Mm.
Boom.
But no,
Somebody
I
said
think
they leaving
everybody's
Ben
always
Simmons
been
in.
on that.
What's that?
Somebody said they live in Ben Simmons in 2018.
2018? I don't know. Who said that? Embiid?
I mean, I'm
See
just
him
saying they're not
doing
doing anything. I mean, it's just,
They got smoked by Portland the other night.
saying he's just a presence on the floor that doesn't shoot. I mean, he's just there. Okay. It's all
With the
good.
ball in his hand a lot.
Yeah. Well, until it's a legitimate half court set. Like he's only effective in fast break. And a half court set, he's like, I don't know. I'm sorry, we didn't mean to.
I'm
go
leaving
into-
like negative. I kind of left that behind last year, but like negative energy or like people that are negative, I don't really allow them around me anymore. Like I used to hang out with a bunch of people, not a bunch, but some people that were just negative all the time.
You expressed this on the Friends episode. I feel like there's more there.
Negative energy.
Yeah.
Just, I don't need your
A friend of
negativity.
mine said he got he wasn't doing so well health wise, but he did say one of the ways he started to get better was by that just
Yeah.
not being around any type of negative energy. So
People that are miserable, they like. I mean, it's a cliche. Like they'll.
no,
just
it does
want-
bring you
they need
down.
Company. You know what I mean?
It can, man. It can. I mean, negative energy is one of the, I guess, overwhelming topics of this new Lifetime series that is going to be introduced in the next, day or so, less than 24 hours.
I think that shows
surrounding
fucking crazy that
the
they're even
Pied
allowed to do
Piper
this.
of R&B, who on his Instagram self-proclaimed king of R&B. That was Mike and Kevin's proclamation. What do we feel about this? Yeah, y'all called him the king of R&B.
All right, so
Nah,
what's
we
this
call
show?
Trey Songz the king of R&B.
No, I mean like overall. You call it Trey
yeah,
Songz
yeah.
of this generation.
Trey Songz is out there looking crazy right now. But that's
Trey
another-
Songz is smashing Steve Harvey's daughter.
How old is she? Anybody know? Just out of curiosity.
Is that some other
what's
girl
the
that's
name?
Honestly-
she's having his baby? I don't even want to talk.
So you're having my baby.
Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
the R.Kelly show premieres tomorrow on Lifetime. The title alone is crazy. It's called
That's-
Surviving R. Kelly. Like,
Damn, man.
yeah, like
That's-
he's a murderer or something.
Yeah, I don't know how they got away with that. That's what R. Kelly's camp must have. I don't know. Maybe it's
How is
freedom of
that
speech
not
or
like
something.
a defamation of character?
Yeah, I don't.
Well, how's it defamation if women are telling their sides of a story?
But
you
how-
named the
it's not-
show though.
How do you know it's true?
That's like the Surviving Hitler show or whatever they got. No, what is it? Catching Hitler?
Something like that.
Something like that. Because a friend of
But
mine.
how do you know it's true? Like, so
Well, all right. So has Kells never settled
Mhm.
cases?
it doesn't matter.
What do you mean doesn't matter?
All the women that came out against Bill Cosby, they weren't able to make a show about it until he went. I mean, they could probably do it now, obviously. But
Well, they didn't try to pursue legal action. Like these women aren't pursuing legal actions. They're
Yeah.
just
Well, some of them did. And they got.
yeah, they probably got paid.
Settled
It was not. It was
out of
well.
court.
Some of them got settled. Some of them was like. I mean, the evidence showed that he wasn't even in the country at the time. You saying, all right, well, I'll try it again. Maybe it was the week before that.
His ex-wife is on the show.
that, and I think that's where it starts to kind of when you see the people that are on the show, You know what I mean? Like
Sparkle is on the show.
Sparkle's on the show, bruh.
You know, it was her niece that was in the first video that was released. That was her
Yeah.
niece.
Oh, that was her niece, the girl. That
Yeah, I think there was the first. Yeah, the one that he.
Sparkle's
if
on
I'm
the
not
show.
mistaken, that was his niece. Her niece.
His wife, Andrea Kelly's on the show. That's what makes it bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even the fact that some random chick that tried to sue him back in like.
Surviving R. Kelly. You married the man. You could have just divorced him, right?
Well, I think she did.
Yeah, she did, but like
Millions of
you
dollars
chose to marry him.
Yeah, you was married to him for I think almost 10 years.
know what I
later.
mean?
I think she was married to him longer than that.
Yeah, 'cause they got older kids.
Yeah,
I'm
they
talking
do.
about.
They
I
got
know they was
grown kids,
together
Yeah.
longer than that.
So
but
I
as
mean,
far
how
as,
do you think that he's eventually going to grow out of liking people? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even understand that. Like, you would think that he's eventually going to stop liking little girls as we grow older
Yo,
together.
So let me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, am I tripping on this, or is that wrong way of thinking?
What if Mark Anthony, Diddy, A-Rod, who else? I'm sure.
I don't even know. Oh, if J
got together to survive in J Lo?
Yeah, you think that would be allowed to come out?
Nope.
What do you mean? Yeah, that would sell
No, it
like
wouldn't.
shit.
No, it wouldn't.
What?
And I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna
If
keep it.
they're
I'm gonna
washed,
keep it
hold on. Let's say they're
Mhm.
washed up celebrities, B-list celebrities. Think about what we have out on TV right now, right? These love and hip hop shows
I'm not
and
saying-
these.
Keep in mind, these shows you talking about, and I'm just keeping it a bang. In 2019, we're going to keep it a bang on this podcast, right? The shows you're talking about, majority of those are ratchet shows, like, that's kind of like for our culture. That's showing majority of the people that be on there acting all ratchet and stuff like that, they be of people of color. They're
Okay.
not going to, Jennifer Lopez's audience, let's keep
We love
is-
Jennifer Lopez, by the way, too.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
But her audience, for the most part, is not necessarily like she has a more broader audience where they not gonna let no ratchet ass show on Jennifer Lopez come out.
It's not. Yeah.
That's just not hitting
happening.
the networks.
I disagree.
J Lo's team would stop it before it was even.
I don't
on
think
TV.
J-Lo has that level of clout
You're
anymore.
crazy.
Anymore.
You're
I
cra-
don't-
You're
Anymore.
crazy to think that.
I'm not crazy.
And I can maybe I'm offline, but my
Well,
thing
she
be
just did,
that movie, right?
Yeah,
What
she just did the
movies?
movie. She just
What
did.
movie?
Second act.
She just did.
It's
what's
called-
it
Second
called?
act. What are you talking about?
NBC's like Dick Clark's New Year's Eve John on
What?
TV.
That's what makes you hot.
The movie.
They
she does
probably
movies,
would let
she
us
does
show-
all
What
kinds
movie?
of
What
stuff.
movie? Tell me this movie that
She
she's talking about.
produced
Y'all
it.
can't even tell me the movie.
Yo,
I'm
they
looking
probably
it up
would
right
allow.
now.
They probably would allow.
J-Lo is not J-Lo of like 2002. Bro.
No,
Like,
Mariah
come on,
Carey is not Mariah Carey. They probably
man.
would
Neither
allow.
one of them are.
What I'm
the
trying to say
same.
is that
Like, wait,
Jennifer
what?
Lopez, they probably would allow a show out about Mariah.
They would 100% let a show out about Jennifer Lopez.
I
bro.
doubt it. Not
All
in this
the bodies.
magnitude.
Matter of fact, I'll even go on record right now as saying within the next, if her and A-Rod don't work out, the next big actress we will see a
Called
show about.
Second Act.
What is that
That's
even
what I said,
about?
didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Second
cool.
act. What is that about?
don't
I mean,
know.
who
It's a
cares?
movie.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying I don't
That's
care.
my
You don't
point.
care.
Well, that's my
But-
point. Is that like, yo, she's not.
And that's my
she's
point.
Not the
That's
actress
my
that
point,
y'all
Kev.
saying that people care.
What I'm
whether
saying
or not
is
somebody
that-
came out with some scandal about her. Somebody would come out with some scandal
That's
about
my
her.
point. We
Ain't
don't
nobody
care.
shutting shit down on J-Lo. No one shutting
Man,
that down.
listen, you got to be a fool if you think they would allow a
Why
J
wouldn't
Lo
they?
show.
International superstar. Jennifer Lopez and R. Kelly are not on the same. Their
Yo.
paychecks are not the same right now. Jennifer Lopez could probably sell out the Wells Fargo Center when R. Kelly's performing at the TLA. I'm gonna give myself.
I don't
Ain't
even
really
believe
shot.
that.
That's-
First of all, I don't believe
That's
that
a
in
fact
Philadelphia
too.
That J Lo would sell it out.
that R. Kelly can't.
The Wells Fargo.
You don't think Kels can still sell out the Wells Fargo?
Hell no.
You know what I
Y'all
think,
got
man?
Kels fans
Nah,
real fucked
no,
up,
no, no.
man.
I'm
No
not
way.
saying that.
Yo,
No
you, yeah, these young ones might not, but man,
The next time R. Kelly comes to town, it's gonna be at the TLA or the Fillmore. Facts.
I don't see J-Lo doing it.
I think she could probably
Yeah,
draw a
I
bigger
think
crowd.
so.
I gotta be.
I'm not
And
saying
the
she
reason
not
why I'm
drawing
gonna
a
say
bigger
this,
crowd. I don't see her selling it out. What J-Lo hits are you rocking
All right.
out to?
They're not even.
I'm not rocking
they're
out to
not-
none of them
I'm
because
not
I just
rocking out to
wasn't
them
following her
either.
music.
I just saw R. Kelly perform in Africa like a damn stadium, like singing about coming back to America and all types of craziness. Like
The movie or
no. He was just
coming back to him. You said coming back to America.
That was real funny, Mike.
You singing about the movie?
No, not like that. But no, I'm serious though. Look, R. Kelly, like decades,
I'm blown
yo,
away.
decade.
J-Lo
I'm
is
blown
like
away
this
that y'all think J.
C-list celebrity.
You know what's
right
funny?
now.
You know what's funny? We have a running joke in our house, right, about J-Lo, right? And I always run because my people's always be like, "Yo, J-Lo ain't that big," and it's funny because hearing y'all talk, I'm like, J-Lo ain't that big. Like we in our house, Mark Anthony is bigger than J-Lo. Like I didn't even know this, but internationally in that community, Mark Anthony made J-Lo. Like J-Lo was like a.
I wouldn't say
Yes,
shorty.
I didn't even know that. Yes, bro. In the community, bro. I'm trying to tell you,
J-Lo was
looking.
Selena,
I can
she
understand
had-
J-Lo
why,
was looking
though,
at
from what-
second.
from the block,
She's a dancer. She was
No.
a
I can
living
understand
color-
what you're saying to a degree that I think J-Lo, after Selena and maybe something else, she hasn't done anything to show like that she's like her heritage. In any movie that she plays, she's not playing like any type of Latin role or anything like that.
Okay.
So
she isn't, in my opinion, as big of a crossover artist as I think y'all think she is.
But then again, though,
in
I
my
think
opinion.
like for instance, not for nothing, the same thing with The Rock. Like The Rock is not like this ethnic dude when he's in these movies. The Rock is like
no. But The Rock has crossover appeal. Meaning,
and I
like
think J-Lo had it at
That's-
one point. I'm not saying
at one
today
point,
is
that's what
crazy.
I'm saying. At one point, but this ain't 2004, man. Like I mean, like it's like 15 years later. You know what I mean?
I just
Like,
don't think they're allowing that type of movie to come out right now.
Yeah, it got to be somebody greasy. So like a R. Kelly is coming out ASAP.
Yeah.
Like
That's crazy.
if it was
with
surviving
nobody stopping it either.
Trey Songz, it would be out. You know what I mean? If it's surviving, nah, they're not giving you a
Who
survivor.
do you think would
Why
get
not?
Hold
Dude,
on. I got one. Who do you think would get the show first? J-Lo or Britney Spears?
What do you mean get the show?
Get the surviving.
Probably
J-Lo.
Sorry,
because
no.
I think the
Who would they do a
list is
show on
longer.
first? No, it'd be surviving Britney because Britney's been like
I mean, that's what I wanted to know.
it would be Britney.
Why would it
Surviving Britney.
We've
because
already seen that show though. Like that
that's what I'm saying. It would be right back on.
Yeah, that'd be
like
But it's been
J-Lo
like,
is-
well, we saw the OJ show, and they just put that joint back on like 20 years later, too.
It was really
So
good,
it
too.
was a great
Yeah.
watch, right? I mean, we watched the Menendez joint over again. That joint was a great watch. Like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm telling you, this stuff comes back around full circle. So I'm just saying, like, I believe it'd probably still be J-Lo just because of the stature of the guys that she dated. You know, Britney Spears just cut her hair off. You know what I mean? She ain't did nothing crazy like that.
Well, R. Kelly released a new song too. Did you listen to it?
After
Nah.
this, after the announcement of this?
Yeah, where the song.
Not I Admit anymore. Is it I Admit too?
It's called "Born to My Music." And,
Oh, that was actually a
Oh
song.
no, I thought
Yeah.
that was an album.
Nah,
Yeah, I
it
thought
is.
Born
It's
to
an album,
yeah.
but it's a song too, like the
Oh, okay.
self-titled
Oh, for real?
song of the album or whatever.
That's funny, man.
I'm
Yo,
trying to
oh
think.
my God.
He
R.
details
Kelly
how
is
many
the
babies were probably
biggest
born to his
creep,
records over
man.
the course of the
He
years and how
probably
he's
gets
responsible
off
for it.
on the babies that were born to his music, bro.
Yo, how you sleeping with somebody that was born?
That's what he's doing. He's
Yeah.
sleeping with girls that
Some
are
of these
born
chicks is
to
19, so you
Yeah,
figure
yo,
this got to be 4 albums
I'm
in.
gonna tell you right
already.
now, Kels was hot when I was in the 6th grade.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like seriously, Kels.
because you figure when
all
Honey
that-
Love hit
Yeah,
and
Honey Love
Menace,
was like,
it was
come on.
like
Yo,
Yeah,
that was
that
like
probably
90,
was.
91
Menace was
or something like-
93.
Come
I think.
on, man. Like,
Yeah, Arc and 12 Play came out 93. If I'm not mistaken.
When you say teenage, how old are we talking?
Yeah.
damn,
Man.
Kels.
Yeah.
I don't want
Nah,
Kels to be
Kels
this-
ain't messing with no chicks that was born in them years.
No. He
There's
messing
no
with
way.
their daughters, though.
Yeah,
he
there's
messing
no
with
way.
all their
Yeah.
daughters.
They
yeah.
grandkids.
Yeah.
Yo,
He's got a new
Kels.
album coming out allegedly.
Not allegedly. He produces
Yo,
music.
not for nothing, man. I ain't gonna even front though. If he goes to like
Mike
R.
about to say
Kelly,
something crazy.
yeah.
Look at Mike about to
I'm
say
talking
something
about
crazy.
the musical talents. If he really
I don't think he still has it.
if he tries not to get into the vibe of what they doing today, but go back to what he was doing, it could be a crazy project, man.
Honestly, like he should be doing. Honestly, he can fit different vibes. I think Kels is the only guy who,
You think he could do what Usher did on the?
and
A
that's what I
album?
was about to say. He can do that. Usher can't.
Can do it more than
Usher cannot, man.
See, here's
I
the
don't
thing.
care how many ways you
What's the
change
age
your
difference
damn
between
hairstyle.
Usher and R.Kelly?
Like
Probably
10,
at least
10
15 years.
10 to
Think so?
15. 10
I
to
think it's
15,
like 15.
at least.
Okay.
Usher's like our age. Kel's like
Yeah.
55, bro.
Yeah.
Like seriously, he is. Yo.
No, he is.
man.
Literally,
Nah,
he
literally,
is. But I'm
he is,
thinking
yo.
like he was. You figure when I was, I think 14, he was 27, 28.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he got at least But
So when Best
Usher
of
joint
Both
wasn't.
Worlds
But
was
once
out,
again, though, man, Usher joint wasn't that crazy. It wasn't that bad, man.
But he
it
wasn't.
Just,
It feel like he's trying to be with Kel's.
how
Kel's.
old was Kells when the first Best of Both Worlds joint came out? Then
In his
because Jay was probably like
mid-40s.
mid-20s, right?
No,
Nah, Jay was
never
like
in his
30. Yeah, I know, right?
mid-20s.
Mid-20s
What
and
are you talking about, right?
hold on, what album was that? That's the
first
first
album.
album.
Yeah, that's like I mean, he's 28.
Jay was 26. He was 26.
He was.
He
He was
said he was
28.
28.
Yeah,
he
he was
wasn't no
over-
28.
he was,
Not
yo.
28,
96.
dog.
Jay
No,
was
no,
like
no.
26.
Yo,
I
he
think.
was-
Kingdom Come, I think he was 30.
No,
Nah, he
bro.
was 38
He was like,
when-
yeah, he was
Yeah,
38.
right.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, yeah. Jay's almost 50, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's
So, like,
49.
just
He
go
turned
back-
49.
Okay.
He
last
just
year.
turned 49. It's 19. So let's go back
he's
10 more
probably-
years.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
So
man.
it's not that much of a difference when that album came out between him and Kells. 6 years.
Kells is still
7
older.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, but not by much. I mean, it's the same wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you brought Usher up too. Usher's out here looking crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Usher think that he can just change his hair and try to appeal to a younger
Well,
audience.
I mean, he changed more than the hair. He had
We
that-
don't-
he
we
had
don't-
that peacock coat on too.
I think that was just a look.
I think it was too for New Year's Eve. I think it went to a
I'm
party.
not doing no. Wait a
You know, we
minute.
going to
You're
a-
not
we going
you're
to a
not
Rat
relaxing
Pack
your
party.
hair to that degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's more than just all right. I'm gonna take a week. I'm gonna wash it out, and it's gonna be back to my regular.
Yeah,
joint.
you did
That's
perm
a
that
co-
joint
you know what
all
I
the
mean.
way
That's
out.
a that's
So
a
you
joint. You gotta let that sit for like a couple months, and you gotta shave it all off, and then you gotta let it grow back naturally. Like, come
Yeah.
on, man. Nobody, no,
You think that's his real hair?
yeah.
The picture, man, I swear it don't look like it. I swear it looked too, like it's full as hell. Like it's full, dog.
It just makes me start to really question some of the accusations that were coming out against Usher that I didn't want to believe.
About what?
Well, you know, there was a steam room conversation about a young man that allegedly,
man.
I'm just saying, man, when you get in hairstyles with full perms like that,
Listen,
it just makes me, this late in the game. It's not like you did this like you Princeton, this was just swag coming up. No, man, you waited until you became 40 years old, decided you want to divorce your wife, and now you want to be out here in these Atlanta streets.
I think
And
you know
the
what?
combination of it all, knowing what I know about Atlanta and 40-year-old guys who change their hair
Oh,
like that,
shoot.
they end up being Bobby Valentino. And that can't happen.
Oh, shoot.
I respect Usher way too much to see this happen to him, man. Say something about your social thing. You came in here with the hat,
Oh,
man.
my
Do something.
goodness.
Say something, Mike.
I
What
ain't-
was
I ain't
going
got nothing to
on?
say
You gotta have a
about it.
comment about this or something.
Man, look, that dude, whatever he do with his life has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Mike's like, as
man.
long as the music's right.
Yo, and like I said,
cool.
it made me
That's
revisit that
crazy.
album. And I mean, it still had the same number of tracks I said was hot on it. But
I
that's,
can't believe you come in here donning the social that you went
oh
back
my
to get.
goodness.
Yeah,
I went
donning
back
the-
to get.
Yeah, you
Yo, you
came
got
in
on a
and-
Michigan State hat,
And
and
it's not
Kev
Michigan
has on,
State, it's Michigan
and
University.
disrespectful.
Michigan, my bad.
Disrespectful
I'm
like
sorry.
that. Yeah, go on,
and
God.
Kev got on a Nike hat.
I like the
Yeah,
that social
man.
deaf hat. I like it.
It's hot,
Right.
man.
So I mean,
It is.
defend your social deaf brethren. That's all I'm
what do
saying.
What I got to defend him? He a grown man. Like he
I
got
need
his
you
hair
to
out.
defend him. I need
Yeah,
you to defend
man.
Bow Wow for saying
What?
on Pyru. I need you to defend all these guys
Man,
out
listen,
here,
dog.
man.
If you don't get out of here, you know what I'm saying? You taking these folks way more seriously than I am.
Just saying, man. They
I
out here
respect the
looking crazy.
hustle of the label. You know what I mean? Of the man. You know what I mean?
That
The-
Mariah album.
What Mariah album? They ain't,
Exactly. The one that just came out.
they ain't,
Oh, boy.
they ain't nobody in that camp. Only joint I think they did was the Lil Kim, which I think Lil Kim was gonna do a feature on the track.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
That joint flop.
The rest of it, I mean, to
I didn't
be
even know it
honest with you
came
though, Mustard, I like the one Mustard did on that joint, the Mariah single. I like the beat. That beat hot.
Yeah, I didn't really listen to it. I skimmed
I-
through it, but
I
I
didn't
don't
listen
think.
to
To your point earlier, Mariah Carey's
It's a
wrap.
wash.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Like
Her
she
Christmas song was like the most streamed song ever. I
Yeah,
think.
she sacrificed
to
a
do
lot
that.
of her career. I guess like she had a crossover appeal, but then she jumped into doing more I guess hip hop R&B type stuff, and she sacrificed a lot of her audience for that.
Tommy Mottola was like, "Get the hell out."
I mean,
That's
That's
who got
because
her
she wanted to
crossover
do that.
appeal, I
no, that's
think.
how she started. Was that he had her in his painted her a certain way.
Mhm.
People gravitated to it. And then she decided, like, that's not who I am. I want to be who I am. And, I mean, she's still paid in full, right?
I like that double entendre. She was
What?
in Paid in Full. That's why I said that.
I don't remember her in there.
You don't remember her in there when she
She
came
pulled
off
up
the
in that
plane?
wheel.
Yeah, and Dame, she had all the bags and stuff, and was talking about how much Dame had to pay her for her time and shit. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, she was in that. Yeah, just acting like a bird.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Paid in Full is a good movie,
Acting
though.
like
Shout
a
out to
bird.
that.
Acting like a bird, man.
Bird Box.
Bird Box. Did you see it?
Nope.
Why not?
Such a disappointment.
I
Why?
watched something else over Christmas break.
What did you watch?
I watched Homecoming.
I know what you watched. I just wanted to say it
Yeah.
so the listeners can hear it. You
It's
watched.
on Amazon Prime.
So you watched the Julia Roberts.
Yo,
First of all,
Lifetime-
hold on. First
Hold
of all,
on, hold on.
you watch Amazon Prime?
He watched the Hallmark.
You ever watch Sneaky Pete?
Oh my God, yeah, you know your man like that show.
Who's my man?
Yeah, your man likes that show. I'll tell you off the mic.
All right.
Annoying guy likes that show.
I think I know who you're talking about.
He tried to put me on to it. I'm like, yo, I don't want to watch anything you're watching.
Nah, that's a good show. I'm trying to think what else. Oh,
Prime
the
has
joint,
the-
hold on. There's a joint on there with the dude from the Office.
I know what you're
Jack
talking
Ryan.
about, the
That
Jack
show's
Ryan joint.
good.
I ain't even check it out yet. I heard it
Yeah.
was good.
Prime has the worst movies ever.
I
I'll
don't
be
watch
looking on
movies.
it.
I've watched three things on there: Homecoming, Jack Ryan, and no, there's another show.
Sneaky Pete.
Yeah, Sneaky Pete. You know Giovanni Ribisi's in that, and
I don't know the names that you speak of. Who's Giovanni Ribisi?
dog.
Yeah, I'm waiting too.
Have you ever seen Boiler Room?
I've seen Boiler.
You ever
I've
seen Gone
heard
in
of
60
Boiler.
Seconds?
Yeah, the guy that played
His brother.
his brother. Okay,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know him by name though.
Okay.
Who's his brother? The guy, who
The
played,
guy that played
Nicolas Cage.
yeah,
brother?
his brother,
Yeah, his brother, the
little
guy that
brother.
was in the Heat for stealing the cars.
I don't remember who he looks
Damn,
like.
man, he's in a shit ton of movies too.
Okay. You know
And
about
Bryan Cranston, the dude from
Okay.
Breaking Bad, is in it,
that. Okay. All right.
amongst other people.
I like Bryan Cranston.
Yeah,
That's the
Bryan
guy.
Cranston. I think
Brian.
his
Yeah,
name is,
I like him. He's good.
But anyway, this show on did you watch Boardwalk Empire?
I did watch Boardwalk Empire.
All right,
It's one of my
so-
favorite shows of all time.
Me too. So
I gotta start mentioning Boardwalk Empire when people
Yo,
be
I
saying
was
just The
kinda
Wire
mad-
and Game of Thrones
I
are
was
the
kind
best
of
shows
mad
of all
when
time.
Boardwalk Empire ended
I did
because
too.
of how good it was.
It was a great show, and the ending was a little disappointing.
Where
Yeah.
was that on?
It was on
HBO?
HBO. It was on for like
Yeah.
6 seasons. Too,
I
or
might
5
go
seasons.
back
that's
and
a good,
revisit that. I
great
tried to
show.
revisit Game
Man.
of Thrones the other day.
Yo, they was binging it all week.
Well, I had to go. I never seen any of it, so
oh,
I
for real?
was
Oh
really
man,
like.
it's a really good show.
But I've tried to watch the first episode at least 4 times so far.
But you know what?
and,
I gotta start giving Boardwalk Empire deserves way more credit. It's
Yo,
one of the
cast
greatest
was
shows
amazing
of all
on
time.
that too.
Absolutely, the writing was amazing. The
So,
cinematography.
you remember
everything.
Eli, the cop?
Yes.
He's in this show Homecoming.
Okay.
And then, do you remember the Italian dude that
love
used to
him
like
Italian.
choke himself out when he was
Yeah.
having sex
I
with
know
the
him.
girls?
Yeah, he's funny. Bobby Cavalli.
I can't
Kennelly.
remember what his name was,
Yeah.
but he was in this show.
Mm.
So Eli's a cop in the show, and then the dude was choking himself out.
Right.
He's like this dark businessman in it, and Julia Roberts is a therapist in it. And the premise of the show is these guys come back from fighting in the Middle East somewhere, and they've been on like a tour for months,
Mm-hmm.
and they get put in this facility in Florida where they're fed this food with these drugs in it that they don't know are in it, and they're told when they come to his facility that they're going to meet with this therapist and they're going to get them ready for civilian life. But what really happens is something completely different. I don't want to give you too much to ruin the show for you.
Okay.
But it's dark. You know who? You ever seen Mr. Robot?
I haven't seen it. I've
So
heard
that
of it.
show is really dark too, and the guy that produced that show, Rami Ismail, I think his name is, produced this show.
You're really good with remembering people's names.
yeah,
I mean, these are good shows.
Nah, I feel you, man.
Check it out.
I'll try.
So I didn't watch Bird Box. That's why I watched
Okay.
that.
All right. Well, to everybody else in the world
The
that's
45
not named
million or whatever
Kevin,
that watched Bird Box.
that will actually were.
Oh, by the way, this show's up for 3 Golden Globes.
why is he
too.
trying to justify this homecoming
three
shit?
Golden
We're watching
Globes.
Bird Box,
it
bro.
looked like it looks like and
Watch Bird Box.
It
so we
looks
can
and
talk about
sounded like a chick flick when I seen it. So I guess he has to defend why.
I'm like,
But
yeah.
you was trying to paint it that way with the way you positioned
Julia
it.
Roberts.
You watched
It was
the
just
Julia Roberts special. Like,
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it
kind
was
of how you let it, though.
it was
Oh,
so
yeah,
like a
get the
Hallmark
fuck
Lifetime
outta here.
movie. You know
Watch
what I
the
mean?
show.
Like,
All right, man. But everybody else in the world was watching Bird Box like normal people. Mike, did you see it?
I seen it.
Thank you. I saw it.
I didn't see it. I had a blindfold on
Oh God.
all week.
Yeah, apparently so, sir. Yeah, man. Thoughts? Initial thoughts? Did you like it?
It was cool. I felt that it was a full 2 hours. It was a 2-hour movie, and it felt
You
like
was
it was
watching
2
it like,
hours. It just, I
That's
felt
the
like,
first thing I thought of.
Yeah, I felt like they
other
coulda-
stuff to do.
Right.
I feel like they could have scaled it down a little bit. Scaled it back just a little bit. It could have been an hour and 40 minutes, and it would have been just as it was for the 2 hours. But it was solid. It was solid.
I think once they described everything that was going on, I felt like, well, if y'all not gonna really tell me everything, then y'all could have scaled it back. But I felt like I needed to know more, so I wanted more. I wanted it to be a little bit longer because I feel like it didn't give you all the information. But I mean, are you even gonna watch it, or can we just?
I told you. You can,
All right, cool.
I
We're
already
gonna
know
give
how
you
it
all the
ends. Somebody
spoilers.
told me what was up.
Yeah. So you're gonna.
Spoiler alert if you didn't watch it.
I mean, if you didn't watch it, your
Just
your
fast
name
forward
must just be
5
Kev.
minutes. Yeah.
But
Right.
no, right? So you got these people who are running from this entity that allows them to see something that causes them to kill themselves. In a nutshell,
Unless you crazy.
unless you're crazy, and then if you're crazy,
It's like you can work for the spirit. That you working to promote the spirit. To get
or
other
you
people
can still kill people, which I thought was kind of interesting because it's not like all of them was trying to get people to see the spirit. Some of them were just going around just killing people. So yeah, so it's kind of like an apocalyptic. The minute it's apocalyptic, I'm all in because I'm all here for the end of the world stuff. That was cool. I thought it was interesting. I thought the way that, and somebody put this to me, I thought it was pretty funny. It made you ask or answer a tough question when they were on the river, and I'm using this person's voice. When they were on the river, and the guy and Sandra Bullock had to determine who she wanted to kill or who she wanted to let die, the boy or the girl. And I'm like, first of all, you're a fucking jerk, this guy who said this.
Right.
And second thing, I was like, well, I guess it is something that you would consider. Like if you got 2 young children, you know what I mean, you got your kids, or just any 2 young people that you care about, or even not care about, their children. Can you make that type of sacrifice? Can you let one of them die so that more people can survive?
Nah.
It's like that greater good conversation. Immediately, just know we're all dying. End of civilization. Dies.
I'm
with
not
us.
picking. How you gonna do that?
I feel you. I'm here to ask a tough question, sir. So
I'm asking
here
you
to-
the question.
I mean,
Hell you
I
doing?
don't. Number one, I don't have a child, so I mean, I don't
There's no
know
way.
how hard of
What
a
about like
decision that
taking,
is.
You know,
What if you don't really love your kid like that? It's like, I'm just joking. I'm saying, what if this motherfucker's a little jerk? I don't know.
what you can't? So I didn't watch the movie. Was she able to like offer herself up?
She had to row because these are
Yeah.
like 5-year-olds and they can't row a paddle in Whitewater Rapids.
All right.
They can't paddle a canoe.
So somebody would have had to
somebody
give her
got to look
instructions on which way to go.
Which way to go?
Nah, we all
But-
going out together then. Yeah, I don't know if how you gonna pick one over the other, unless someone
Well,
maybe one of them volunteered.
So here's the dilemma she faced.
One of them
right?
tried to.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them is hers by birth,
Right.
and
Oh,
the
yeah?
other one is not. But they're the same age.
Yeah, he was born around the same time.
Okay.
And
And
you've
then-
raised both of them.
And you raise both of them, and the
Alright.
one by birth is like, "Oh, I'll do it." He's anxious. This little motherfucker was anxious too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, I'll do it. I'll do." No,
Yeah,
you're not
she was
doing
like,
it.
yeah, shut up. You're not doing. That's why I was like, oh, dang, she gonna let the little girl do it.
She.
I'll decide who does it.
All
I'm
right,
like,
yo,
but you
so-
stop.
So what happened?
You stopped the hell out of him from doing it.
Maybe they could have flipped a coin or something.
First of all, it was so funny because you had to see the little girl face. The little
Yeah.
girl face is so funny in it because you know she don't want to do it,
Yeah.
and the little boy is like, he don't even have a sense of danger at all. He just
Yeah.
like the little girl knows
know
that
it's what it
whoever
is.
does this.
Yeah.
That scene is funny on a lot of levels. Number one, it shows how stupid guys are. That's number one, right? Like, we're idiots. We'll just jump at it. The girl is assessing the situation. Like, why is she looking at me? And she
Yeah.
keep, like, tearing up and getting emotional. And she's saying one of us has to go out. And I know what it means when it says C. because I've been wearing a blindfold for 5 freaking years and I've never seen anything.
Wait,
So-
wait. They were wearing these for years?
Yeah,
Yes.
5 years.
Yeah.
You can't look.
So the little girl has an awareness like, oh nah, you ain't getting me. And I know that you don't rock with me like that. Like I know that you don't like me.
How are they getting around for 5 years without
All right,
seeing?
Kevin, can you watch the
I'm
damn
gonna
movie.
watch the movie, but you're not selling me on it right now.
No, it is a good movie, really. They're holed up in a house to begin with, and
Yeah.
then they come to the realization that they need to move.
How they
Right?
getting food? How they cooking food?
They had food. They found a grocery store. They was able to transport themselves because
The one thing they didn't explain though
Go ahead.
is the guy's haircut.
He had a free.
He had a fresh
He had
haircut?
a fresh line up
The
the
fuck
entire
For
thing.
5
Yo,
years.
you
know what I mean?
Only Mike would notice that.
Nah.
though. Only
I'm
Mike the
like,
barber
actually-
like, yo, his
no.
line up kind of sharp.
You just thinking like for 5 years, you
You
know what I mean? You
mean?
thought either, I mean, he would have had something, a beard, if like, I mean, he could shave his own self, but he had a full cut,
You would have
shape up.
cut yourself a couple
Yeah,
times.
man.
Yeah.
Maybe he practiced, I
The
guess.
funny thing is, I see of all people, I see Mike with the fresh line up.
Yeah, right. This-
Mike
I
will
mean,
always.
I
keep
mean,
the
I
fresh
would have been
line
able
up.
to do it,
I've
but
never
how
seen
has
Mike
he?
without a fresh line
How
up.
has he been
For
able to
real.
do it this entire time? You know what I
Maybe
mean?
he was a barber in his former life. You don't know.
Man, listen, you can't even look, let alone you want to be in the mirror all crazy. At least get a brother some braids or something.
So,
I don't know.
so this goes on for 5 years,
Right.
and then the spirit just disappears, and then they can take
Nah,
the
they-
blindfolds off.
It's like at the end, kind of reminded me of like I Am Legend.
Okay.
Like they make it to this place.
So who do you
where-
think can survive in a world where using your eyes can cause you death?
What do you mean who?
Who do you think would be able to survive in that type of an environment?
Is this like a male female type question or
What? No,
Nah, just
bro.
who do you
It's just a
think
who do you
can
think
survive?
would survive in that type of environment?
uh,
It speaks to a lot to the end because the end is like, oh,
Yeah,
I mean people that are already blind.
exactly.
oh, yes, that's exactly where they end up going, to a blind school. What? Who can survive? The blind people's senses are
Yeah.
heightened, right? Like, isn't it
Yeah,
kind of
the-
how it
the
works, like
Daredevil
X-Men or
guy.
something like?
Mhm.
You're a jerk. I said, I was
Yo,
thinking the
you
same
see that
thing on
meme,
some
though?
superpower shit.
It was a meme though, not for nothing, about Netflix. They was like they had this picture up. They was like when they cancel your show, because you know they got
Yeah,
canceled.
they canceled Daredevil.
But then they come
Disney
out with a
picked it up.
movie talking about Disney did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then they was
Disney
like,
has that streaming service out yet?
Nah, but I know they picked that up that show.
but they was like, yeah, when your show gets canceled, and then the next month they release a movie about somebody that's blind
Daredevil
and wear
was
a
a good show
blindfold.
too.
Everybody told me Daredevil. I didn't know they canceled it because everybody
Yeah,
told
they
me to watch
canceled
the last
everything
You know, Amazon Prime
except
should pick it up. Maybe
for
we'll watch it then.
one.
everything except for
Hey, Prime.
Punisher. I think got canceled.
And Punisher
Jessica
is
Jones.
sucked,
Uh,
yo.
What?
I didn't like Punisher.
They
Punisher
got
was
a
solid.
season
trash.
coming out,
Yeah, I know.
And they announced the villain in it the other day.
Who's
I
the
can't
villain?
remember who it is though, but
Needs to be king.
Yo, quick thing
yo, I
too.
want to say it is. I'm gonna look it up
Yeah.
real quick.
Just for the record, R.Kelly is turning, is this 52 in a
Sounds
couple
about right.
days. Also, another movie that was hot, the Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man joint.
Yo, my brother
The Homecoming
told
shit?
me it was crazy.
Nah, the
It's a
cartoon.
cartoon
Yeah.
one.
Oh yeah.
It's not called
Yeah.
Oh,
Homecoming,
the
but
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. Yeah, I
That's
took
on the
Mikey to go
that's on the
see it.
stick. I was going to look
Not
at it.
clear.
I
yet.
mean,
I went
it's
to the
not
movies
super
to see it.
clear.
It's actually
But it's a
dope. The
cartoon,
music
so
is
I
hot.
mean,
Yeah, they got some, you know, what I mean, some hip hop throughout that joint. Like, it's solid. It's pretty good.
Since we're talking about movies in the theater,
Jigsaw and
what?
Punisher villain
Oh, he's the villain. I don't
Yeah.
know much about Jigsaw.
and John Pilgrim.
I don't know much about either of those guys. But since you guys were starting on movies that are in the theater, I know one of the more highly anticipated
Mule.
movies was The Mule.
I
I
seen
was
it.
gonna go
You
see
saw
it
it?
the other day.
I seen it.
Was it good?
What are your thoughts, Mike?
Is it one of those
Man.
racist?
Oh, he
Clint
gets his
Eastwood
races
movies?
on. You
I
know
mean,
what
it's Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood,
He
he
gonna,
gonna get his
Yeah.
races
but the
in.
funny thing about the race thing was this.
he
though.
gonna get it in.
Let's be real, right? Even like even using the movie setting, the characters in the movie, Clint Eastwood is, I don't know, he's 1,000 years old already, so he's 1,000 years old in the movie, obviously.
Yeah.
You know that if you going to, you meet this Spanish kid, I don't know if he was Mexican or whatever. Let's just say he's Mexican. you meet this kid and he tells you that, yeah, you tell him how you used to be a great driver, you never had any tickets. Well, I know a couple homies that can use somebody like you, and you making deliveries for them. Let's not act like until the 10th delivery you finally found out that there's some drugs that you moving.
Well, I think he knew to be suspicious. He just didn't know what it was.
And remember, he said he didn't want to know, but
He didn't wanna know. Well, that's the thing. He didn't want to know because he knew what it was. Like, it's like, you know what it is,
but I like
you don't
how
want
he
to know
was
what it
acting
is.
all like, like he's doing something legit. And
course.
then all of a sudden, oh, how did they just blindsided me? I didn't know I was doing, like, cut this shit.
You think he took it like he was getting blindsided?
Yeah.
As of when? Like, when he found out it was drugs in the joint,
He knew damn well
stashed
it
them
was
shits.
drugs.
He saw the cop come, he stashed them shit.
Oh, yeah, that was smooth.
Yeah, he put the Bengay on his
Yeah,
hand, put it in
had
the dog face.
Somebody
like,
in the theater, it's funny, too, and I'm thinking about, like, why do I know?
Yo,
But he was
why
like,
did my mama tell me that? She's like, yo, you know the Bengay that'll turn. I'm like, why are you having this?
yeah. So, yo, somebody in the,
Like,
somebody in the
what the
movie
fuck?
theater was like, why is he doing that? I'm like, the
Yeah, throw the
scent, take
dogs
his
up.
dogs
Yeah,
off. Like,
yeah,
he,
throw
you
the dogs
see,
up.
like,
Yeah.
what the hell? But,
That's funny.
yeah.
I'm just saying. She was like, yo, what? I'm like, wait a minute. Okay.
That was smart. As soon as I seen it, he got the Bengay out. But for the most part, though, no, I mean, it was cool. I thought it was gonna be a lot more, like, just kind of like some action type stuff.
It wasn't a lot of action.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. I thought it was terrible. I didn't like it at all. Mainly because, and it's not even that it was because it was. If you watch cartel movies, it never goes that way.
yeah.
Like, if you watch cartel shows, Narcos, El Chapo, Queen of the South, like any drug-related movie that does what they are doing in this movie, first of all, like, to your point, yeah, all right, you're naive to the fact that this guy's Spanish and he's putting you in a position where you're moving a legal product. But you keep $12 million of my product for a week,
yeah.
and when I catch you, I don't kill you.
Right.
Not only do I not kill you, I don't even kill your family. I don't threaten anybody. I just, oh man, your wife died. Oh man, that's terrible. I call my
Now the
bosses.
one dude was like,
I call my
yeah,
bosses
okay,
like,
okay.
yo man, his wife died. Let's give him another chance. The fuck?
They was
I've
like-
never seen.
They was
that.
like,
I'm
it's up to you.
it's-
But if this don't work out, it's like,
It's on,
yeah,
like,
that doesn't
well,
happen.
how many chances are you giving this guy? You know what I mean? This guy does whatever he wants. He doesn't even listen to your rule. He's carrying your product. He goes off route. He comes up and shows up whenever he wants. He's fucking hookers in the hotel rooms.
Them parts I did like,
I'm just like,
the fact that he was just like an old head. He felt like,
He was just an old head. And
I'm
now,
doing this my way.
I get it if that's what you allow. But then the other part I didn't like, why did Andy Garcia die? Like, where did that come from? Out of nowhere, the guy who I said that I would take your spot and give it to, like talking to the handler, right? You talking to the handler like, yo, if you don't want to do it, you don't want to handle, cuz such and such a step up right now and handle him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No problem. And next thing you know, he's the one that killed you for what? Like, it was so many things that didn't make sense in it. It was just ridiculous. They just allowed this guy to do whatever. And I walked out saying, it's going to sound terrible. I walked out saying, this was the white privilege of drug smuggling that I've ever
Yo.
seen. The fact that he's still alive is insane to me.
And the
Like,
only reason why,
you
the
should not
funny
be
thing
alive,
about it though,
bro.
Kev, the
For
funny thing
real.
about it is the only reason why, I mean, I'm a spoiler alert, but he winds up going to jail at the end of the movie
Yeah.
is because he wanted to.
Yeah.
Like they
was
they
going to,
kinda
yo,
like
they
was-
had him in the courtroom ready to give him a
The
deal.
judge was like, you may want to let your lawyers talk for you.
Yeah. Don't
He's
say
like,
too
nope,
much.
nope.
No, I did it. No,
I did
take
it.
me to
I deserve to go to
They, I saw the judge say, this motherfucker. In the
Yeah.
theater. He's like, yo, this
Yeah.
motherfucker don't even, you know what I mean? Like, play by the
Yeah.
rules. We going to get you out of this. Bradley, he's having lunch with the cop who's chasing him.
Yeah.
Like, it was
Yeah.
so far-fetched. It was like, yo, come on,
So you
Clint.
liked it and you didn't like it.
Come on, Clint.
I ain't saying I loved it.
No,
I'm
I
saying
liked
it was. It had parts in it.
It was
it
funny.
It was
And,
solid.
and then they try to make Clint Eastwood funny. Like, he had his little funny moments and shit when he would try little jokes and stuff with the
Yeah.
Mexicans and stuff. And,
Is this
and
his movie?
yeah, he
Yeah.
directed like Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
It's like
And
one
then
of
he
those
had the
joints.
parts. The scenes with him and the hookers was funny too, because
Yeah.
he wanted to have a good time.
Yeah,
on
he's
the
having a
road.
great time.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
He
Like,
called a
and
few.
they paying him more every trip. He going in the glove compartment, his bag is
Yeah.
getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh.
Like, and then
It was a privilege. Now that you say it
was,
that way.
yo. Like,
'Cause,
how
yo,
are you just spending money in
Kev,
your
you
life?
would go do this right now if you seen how cool it was for him to do it.
You would, yo. You would.
He
You
just
be like,
pulls up and was like, I mean, oh, all right. They just put stuff in the truck.
no
All
one
right.
suspects anything of him ever. Like nothing.
it
like
was
he's
crazy.
going around showing the guy. Like remember when the cop walked up on him when he had the when they was at the restaurant and they was leaving out and the handler was like telling him like, yo man, stop fucking around.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
cop
yeah,
walked up on him like,
yeah.
yo, is this guy bothering you? He's like,
Yeah.
nah, I picked these guys up from Home Depot.
Yeah,
They want to
yep,
do some
yep.
work.
It was
Like,
funny.
I'm gonna see it.
Yo, you gotta see it. It's funny.
I wanted to see it. We were trying to see it over the weekend.
It's
See what
funny.
we got.
You'll like it. You'll like it. It's funny.
All
But yeah,
He said you'll like
I
it.
couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to talk about that movie. I was like, yo, what the fuck did I just sit and watch for like 2 hours or whatever? But yeah,
He got in that first. He bought a new wheel
yo,
Yeah,
then
I
he's
mean,
spending money crazy
because they
like,
paying
yo,
him this
come
crazy
on.
money for his load.
Like, yo, no one is suspicious.
So he was
This
the
guy's
Robin Hood
retired.
too.
Yeah.
If let's just say, man, I'm down in my mortgage like $20,000.
Let you start
are?
buying up the hood,
Okay.
Mike. Let you start
He
buying
come
up.
back after a little trip. Here you go. Like, yeah, if I start
No
buying,
one's suspicious.
Right.
No
Yeah.
IRS tracking and
Yeah,
nothing.
no
Like,
nothing.
yo, I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on?
yo,
Like, yeah, man. It was a very naive view at what being a mule is from the eyes
That's
of Clint
true.
Eastwood.
That's
That's how
right.
I looked at it. I'm like, yo, this is what he thinks it is.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
thinks it's oh, I could do this. Like this would be nothing. I'm like, nah, bro. This is crazy. But yeah, man. Anything else?
Yeah, but we get to the playlist. We didn't get
He
to
said,
get through
yeah, but no.
Greg's top 10 albums of 20.
No.
Well, no, we
man,
wanted to
yeah.
break down what Kev's whack albums of the year were. Can we do this in like 5 minutes?
I
You
doubt
only
it.
had like 10
I know
of them.
y'all can't do this in 5 minutes.
It's just
Yeah, it's no way.
I can run through my list though real quick for you. They're in no particular order.
all right. So I'll say yes or no to each one of them. Cool. Let's go.
All right. So the first one was Sir's album November.
I've heard good things about it, but I haven't heard it, so I can't opinion.
All right. J. Cole's KOD.
Okay. Yes.
Pusha T Daytona.
C.
Drake Scorpion.
No.
You saying great albums?
These are my top 10 of
Top
Okay,
10 of
go
the
ahead.
year. Yeah.
Black Thought Streams of Thought Volume 1.
I would agree.
Royce the 5'9's Book of Ryan.
Heard
He's in-
great things about it.
Oh, all right.
Heard great things about it.
I thought you'd be a no on that one.
No.
Jay-Z and Beyonce, Everything is Love.
I'm definitely good on that one.
Post Malone, Beer Bongs and Bentleys.
Negative.
Meek Mill's Championship.
Absolutely.
And Travis Scott's Astroworld. That's my top 10.
I'm not mad at
Honorable
that.
mention would be J-Rock's Redemption. Yeah, I had that in my 11.
Honorable mention, or what should have been made on the list, is Nipsey Hussle
Yeah, I didn't have
Victory
that
Lap.
on there.
I don't know what you guys are.
I don't know. I just didn't. It's probably a really good album.
It's a great album, man.
It just
He
didn't-
gives me a West Coast flavor like Snoop used to, man.
Yeah.
Yes, like how he raps.
You know what? I don't know if I like the way the album was sequenced.
You're
Like,
you ain't listen to it.
yeah, I did.
You ain't listen to it.
I gave it a couple spins.
It was perfectly sequenced. It's a great album. But yeah, we'll rip Kev's list apart next week. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't have. And you're right. Mike is
Mike
right.
and Greg are gonna put theirs together too. In the.
Okay.
this
I mean,
week.
I can
Yeah,
give you.
I probably
I can
will.
give you most of mine right now. If you
Nah,
wanted to.
we'll get it for next week,
All
so
right,
then
fine.
we can rip this apart too.
All right. Okay. You gonna see?
But we're gonna get to this is season 3, episode 52 of the Commission podcast, and this is season 3 playlist 1 that we're gonna get rolling. It's available exclusively on Spotify. This is our weekly playlist for new music, throwbacks, unsigned artists. If you think your music is good enough to make the playlist, send it to us at thecommissionpod@gmail.com or hit us up on Instagram at thecommissionpod. Who wants to go first?
I can go first because my tracks is really by the same artist. I listened to some. I was listening to some old Wayne, and I mean, I know they say, "Well, if you want the old stuff, go buy the old stuff." But this is what I was hoping his album would sounded like. So let's dive right into it. On I'm gonna go with I'm Me. This was on the Leak project that he did. The funny thing about these lyrics though is the Cash Money, for life type references that he had on these tracks. But other than that, I mean, is this what I was hoping to get from Wayne? I don't know why, but I'm even go more recent with the John joint with him and Rick Ross.
Joint was hard.
Yeah, they destroyed that. That was what, Carter 4?
Yeah.
Carter 4. And then off the same, The Leak, which was also on. Did this make Carter 3? The Gossip. Did Gossip make Carter 3? Or was it just on The Leak?
I think it was on the leak.
Or it could have been on bonus tracks
It
or something
might
like
have been.
that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with those 3 though, man. Those 3. Shout out to Wayne, man. Hopefully we can get,
Some new Wayne music.
some new, actual new, I guess new Wayne, because the Carter 5 was old Wayne, right?
I think some of it was new, but yeah, some of it was.
It was
old.
older. It was like, well,
Just some good Wayne music would be sufficient.
yeah.
All right, I'll go. So my first joint this week is a track by Wale called Winter Wars.
Okay.
He's got a Nas sample on there that's kind of crazy on the beat. Wale, not for nothing.
Killing the EPs this year.
If Wale would have put those 3 EPs out as one single project, it might have been in my top 10 albums of the year.
I'm gonna have to go back and
'Cause
listen.
those
I
were
like Wale.
phenomenal.
Yeah, I've heard good things about the Wale projects.
My next song is I got 6 songs this week.
Okay. Wow. All right.
ASEAN. It's this girl. She got a album. I think it's coming out next week. It's exclusively produced by Cardiac.
Okay.
And it's track's called Lost in London. It's an R&B joint. Then I got 21 Savage and J. Cole's A Lot, which if you buy the physical copy of that album, J. Cole's verse is not on it for some reason. I don't understand
Interesting
that.
hot take.
And then I got Philly's own Thelma and Louise
Uh-oh.
featuring Vodka. Song's called Tiger Bone.
Second time in a row.
I got Carmega, Queen's own Carmega, put out an EP.
Core Mega.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called Live Your Best Life featuring Havoc.
Hmm.
And then my last joint is Post Malone's new track called Wow.
Wow.
Back to the J. Cole joint. I think 21 was talking about that on Breakfast Club.
Was he?
He said something. I don't know if it wasn't. It's weird. Like it wasn't finished enough for that. Like for the physical copy of it.
Okay.
But electronically you can do anything. So
Yeah.
Cool. So I got like 4.
All right.
It's gonna be a long playlist for New
Cool.
Year. First one I got is DJ Drama featuring Jeezy, Yo Gotti, and Juicy J. This is an old joint. For what? Turn out for what? Second joint I got is I was listening to this. I'm listening to all old stuff, right? So you're just gonna have to bear with me for the top of the new year. But the I Wanna Rock King Mix, Snoop Dogg featuring Jay-Z. Staying with the same kind of theme here, from Hove to Big. I know everybody's feeling the What's Free, but I had to take it back to the original What's Beef beat. You know what I mean? I was just, I don't know. I was vibing out to that. And I just kept listening to What's Beef and then What's Free and then What's Free and then What's Beef. That beat is just sick. And then lastly, from our, I would say probably this person was the MVP of the year. You know what I mean? Had definitely one of the biggest years. I'm going to go back to one of their first joints that kind of really started to take off, and that's Cardi B Lick featuring Offset, looking like a quarter lick. Like that joint. Joint's hot.
All right.
Cool.
Any shouts before we get out of here?
Oh, man. Shout out to, I know a lot of people birthdays. My cousin, my aunt, Zena. Yeah, I mean, shout out to you. I think that's about it.
What you, Mike?
None I can think of. I mean, shout out to everybody I seen
Yeah,
over
listeners. Shout out to listeners.
Of course, I'll let y'all say it. Everybody, that I would have seen over the holidays, I normally don't see. That's really it.
Shout out to everybody that's doing anything on the podcast tip being influenced by the commission, man.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Why
I wanted
not?
to kind of, I see y'all out
you
there,
paved
man.
the way for some people.
I mean, they're birthed of us. They're
Okay.
the tree of the commission.
All
You know what I
right.
mean? Like, how Belichick has a coaching tree and, Saban has that. I think we're starting to get to that.
We've extended
that
that olive branch to
Yeah.
other shows.
And we support all of you guys, and we hope that you support us as well.
No
So,
doubt.
even though we don't shout you out or call your names or anything like that, just know that you're with us in our hearts. So there it is.
All right. I ain't got no shouts this week.
Oh, wow.
I'm
Thanks,
out. We out.
Peace.
The commission.
Peace.